Control.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Roc. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrow.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox Sports 910.
D-backs are rolling. How about a nice win last night in San Diego? They'll go at it again tonight as they continue their 4-game set. Cardinals off for the weekend as they wrapped up their OTAs. And game 1 is in the books in the NBA Finals. Got the NHL tomorrow. That'll get started in Florida. We're going to go out to Florida and catch up with our good friend, Coach Pete, Coach Petey, formerly of the Arizona Coyotes, Phoenix Coyotes. He will join us, give us kind of a look at the land, kind of a breakdown of the game, and kind of give us what it looks like, what a city looks like when they have a NHL Finals in a Sunbelt state.
It give us an idea what the landscape looks like right there, right, Roc?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, just kind of take a good view of what's going on out there, kind of from a 10,000 feet view as they get ready to take off and get after it finally tomorrow night. Those two going after.
Here's the schedule this hour. We got a lot of sound to bring from to you, and we'll do that in just a few minutes. When it comes to last night's game, as I mentioned, Steve Peters will join us from Florida. We got some football to get into as the NFL came out with their preseason games on national television. Got some interesting news coming out of Philadelphia in regards to the offense and Nick Sirianni. So we'll dive into that. We'll also have some fun today. It's National Donut Day, which is a big fan. I think one of Manuch's favorite days. I mean,
I love donuts.
Donuts are one of those things where you don't need to be hungry. You're gonna eat a donut.
No, absolutely not.
It's like somebody has donuts here at Wright Toyota, and you've just had lunch. I just was at Twin Peaks. I had the pot roast with the broccoli.
Nice.
Their pot roast is awesome, right?
Yes.
There's room for a donut.
Oh, there's always room for a donut.
So I'll tell you where you get a free donut today. So we got that coming up. Also, there is a restaurant that's going viral where they're banning everyone under 30. Great concept. So we'll have that for you a little bit later. Got Scott Spreitzer going to stop by and Tim Kempton. So we'll get into that. But, yesterday we did our predictions. And Shu, you missed it, but we did our predictions. And it was myself taking Boston in 6. We had Jimmy B, Manuch, Jax, all into the Mavs camp.
We were
taking the Mavs 6, 7, around there. And I just out of the blue just kind of gave my thoughts on what was going to happen in the game. Not that I know anything more than anybody else, but I absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, you did, Roc. You
nailed it.
You did.
And I asked Jax to pull the sound from yesterday because I think it's appropriate when I'm right.
Sure.
I need to kind of pat myself on the back, and because Jimmy B is the NBA guy here.
Yes, he is.
And he is a Mavs guy. He's been a Mav guy since the series starts. I mean, he is all over the Mavs. And I'm not even sure what you cut, Jack, so I don't even know what I can set up other than I predicted this would happen, right? Is that all I need to say?
Yeah, I think Shu should just play the clip.
Okay, is that how it works?
I was listening to a local station in Boston today, and the 3 hosts, 2 of the 3 hosts had Dallas winning tonight.
From Boston.
Yes,
Wow,
from Boston.
interesting.
They all have Boston winning, 6 or 7 games.
Right, yes.
But they had game 1.
Yeah.
Which, I there's a part of me, who knows? I'll bet it, but I'm not going to go crazy with it. They could come out and blow them out.
Not going to happen.
The Celtics hang on to win it 107-89.
And Kyrie, whatever frame of mind he's in, he could be off. I mean, what he had 3-4 games or 2 games, I think he shot 9 points.
Yes.
He's had some bad games, too.
He has, but
no one talks about
but
that.
Down the stretch.
Everything's going to hear the Bulls pretty much every time he touches it. One off the side of the backboard.
Swept Indiana, Boston did.
Yes.
Without Porzingis. He's got to be the X factor.
Porzingis way outside. a start in his finals debut.
Nice job, Rock. Wow.
I mean,
Look
three
at you.
things I said.
Yeah, you did.
From Porzingis putting on a clinic last night,
Wow.
the X factor,
Yes.
to Kyrie having a bad game with 12 points, to a blowout, which, I mean, I hate the Boston Celtics. It's like the Dallas Cowboys in the NFL for me. But I'm watching that game, and I'm seeing the back-to-back-to-back threes and the block shots, and then Porzingis just putting on the clinic, as I mentioned. It was fun to watch a team in sync the way they were in the first and second quarter. And the only reason why I didn't text you guys is I said the NBA is a tale of two halves. And I thought for sure Dallas was going to come back.
And they got close. They within 8 points.
Yes, and they did. They made a hell of a run to come out of that third quarter. And then it was Boston. They made it happen. And I was at my local establishment arena. And basically I'm saying, hey, I need to win by 20 because I said that on the air. And what was it, 19 or 18? I don't know what it was. 18. I mean, you can't get closer than that.
That's true, Rock. That's pretty good.
Absolute blowout.
Up by 29, I think, at one time.
I know when I saw, it's like I thought they were going to go over 30. I'm like, what is with the NBA? How can this be?
Well, I don't know. It's kind of like Boston. Here they are laying in wait. If you think of the layoff.
They had, 2 more days?
Yeah, they had the 9 days. And I think
but 2 more days than Dallas.
Yeah. And
that doesn't count.
I think it was longer than 2 days because they swept them. And I want to say Mavericks had about 2 games in between the time or after the Celtics were done playing.
It was 10 days from when the Boston won.
They had 10 days.
Yes, Thursday.
So when did this series get done with Dallas?
Dallas, I think was it Saturday or Sunday? I think
Saturday?
They might have had 7-8 days off. But I'd say what? It's like, it's, here you are, and here comes Boston at home. And they're pretty much Porzingis. He's the guy that I thought would kind of work his way into it. He comes off the bench, guns a-blazing with 11 points, 2 blocks in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And he's shooting from, 30, 35 feet, those 3-point
shots.
At
the end of, April?
And you can tell you're just like, wow, talk about a guy that's got all kinds of energy, and he's up and down the court, and they get the blocks, they get the steals. I mean, that team was just – they're ready, raring to go. And for Brown to get, what do you have? You look at 6 steals, 6 blocks by this team.
22 points.
22 points. You're like, damn. I mean, they were just like, we're ready to go. And Dallas kind of came in lethargic.
Where I was wrong, and I'll admit, that didn't happen much yesterday, but to your point, 16 shots from the 3-point range, that was big. Well, what did they end up total?
69
because the over-under was what? You remember yesterday, Jax? You talked about the over-under of 3-pointers?
It was each team to score 13 threes, I believe.
So 7 and so you had 23 threes were scored. On
69
average,
attempted threes.
69 attempted threes. And 7 for 27 Dallas Mavericks. About not even 30% when you think about that. But it's just, hey, Boston got game 1. Now it's up to the Mavericks, hopefully. Come back and get game 2, or this could be a very short series.
So with that being said, after watching this huge victory by Boston, this is our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question. What are the chances they sweep the Mavs? Is it 100%, 75, 50, or 25? Go vote on X or Twitter at Roc and Manuch. We'd love to get your thoughts on where you think this is going to end. I know it's one game, as Manuch just mentioned, but they dominated. Absolutely dominated.
They looked like they're in another gear, a whole nother gear.
And Kyrie was smiling the whole time. He was having a bad game. He's still smiling. And I don't know. Just not a big fan of that guy.
It's like he's like being obvious that you're not getting too many fans. I mean, every time he touched it, the loud boos. But it was just like they were ready. They came out, guns a-blazing. I'll tell you what, when Dallas got within 8, I'm like, okay, here they come. But then
I did too. All
of a sudden, Mavericks the Celtics get a steal, they get another big 3. They just defensively, when you looked at that game overall, there was 9 blocks, 6 steals overall. 9 blocks.
That was big.
I mean, huge for them to do that.
Porzingis had 3, I think, or Brown maybe had 3.
Yeah, they
it was. You couldn't ask for a better game for the Boston Celtics,
especially in the first quarters. Like the fans were they just settled in. They were going
They were nuts. Rowdy, and Wahlberg's on, in the crowd, and he was totally getting into it. And it was a good scene. It would have been a great game to be at if you were a Boston fan. if you were a Dallas Maverick fans, which I didn't see many in the crowd,
Didn't either.
which is unusual. I mean, I shouldn't say unusual, but we're not used to that. If it was Phoenix playing Boston, there'd be a lot of Boston fans in the stands.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
but Boston fans, Philly fans, New York fans, they don't sell tickets to the opposing team. They go to the game.
And quite frankly, you looked at a couple other things, the out rebounding by Boston, just, and you thought that with Dallas being a little bit bigger down low, a couple of 7-footers, that they might have handled the rebounding, but it wasn't. They were just blocking out. Just great fundamental defense by the Celtics. And game one goes to them on the blowout.
I did love the fact that the Celtics honored Bill Walton, the Bill Walton shirts when Porzingis came out on that. For practice, I thought that was killer. Hey, bet the game, watch the game. The Sportsbook in Casino Arizona. They have 3 live betting windows, 6 self-service betting kiosks. Plus, they got 8 screens that display all of the lines. It's a home of Take the Points, which you can catch tomorrow at 11 o'clock, 11 to 1, right outside, right after, I should say, Backspin the Golf Show. But coming up, we'll take you back to yesterday. You'll hear from Jason Kidd how he adjusts the team at the end of the game. Jaylen Brown with the steal on Luka, which was, I think, a big, not necessarily turning point, but that was kind of a point that I just said, okay, they got this.
It set the tone, more so.
Yeah, even more so. And then, of course, you'll hear from Porzingis as well. And then I got an honorable mention from last night's Diamondbacks Padres game, which.
How about the D-backs?
Padre fans should be absolutely pissed off today, and I'm sure they are, and we'll tell you why later. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home, patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high fog systems, is one of the pioneers for over 35 years. And entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
In the fast lane of life, your fuel should keep up. Time to check out G2G protein bars, your ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether it's a workday, gym session, or navigating daily chaos, G2G has got you covered. Find them now at your local Costco in the refrigerated section, or explore all 8 fantastic flavors at G2GBar.com. Great tasting and packed with protein, so keep pace with life in the fast lane with G2G protein bars.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at WrightToyota.com.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
It's not just about what we put into the wash. It's also about what comes out. We can learn a lot about our kids and who they really are. Tide and Downy, proud supporters of iHeartRadio and P&G's Can't Cancel Pride, stand as allies within the LGBTQ+ community and believe in everyone's right to embrace their true selves. Learn more at can'tcancelpride.com. And happy Pride Month from Tide and Downy.
Not to brag, but Progressive's Name Your Price tool is mankind's greatest tool ever. Even better than the wheel. Sure, without the wheel, we wouldn't have modern transportation or funny videos of dogs riding skateboards. But without the Name Your Price tool, we wouldn't have easy access to auto insurance options based on our budget. And, well, cars do need wheels. They also need insurance, and insurance never goes flat. Learn more about the greatest tool ever, the Name Your Price tool at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
Time for today's play of the day, courtesy of Document Solutions, leading the valley of business solutions for copier and IT service. Their service can't be copied. 623-252-8282. Now let's get to the play of the day. You're hot.
All right, it's not necessarily a play today. We got a bunch of sound we want to pass on for you, but let's take it to the losers locker room with the Dallas Mavericks, and here's Jason Kidd addressing the team following that Game 1 loss.
We're third. How did we do? We won the third. Okay. How did we do in the fourth? Does anybody know? No, we won the fourth. Right? Do you understand that? So we got to build on it. Right? We got great look. Our trust. When we pop, right? When we're wide open, L throws it to you. What can you do? Catch and shoot. Right? When you're wide open, let it fly. Does anybody come out of the game if you don't let it fly? Right? You come out if you don't let it fly, but you got to catch and shoot. Shoot with confidence. You make it or you miss it, and guess what? You run back no matter what on defense. It's only game one. It's a series. Remember that, okay?
How many coaches do you know that if you don't shoot the damn ball, you're coming out of the game? I mean, that is such an oxymoron.
That was cool. That's why I wanted to play that. I just thought it was cool to kind of hear that he wants his guys to throw it up.
Yeah, I mean, and they did. They outscored by 3 points, the Celtics. But again, it's just like you got the shots
in the fourth.
Well, they won in the third and the fourth, as far as that's concerned. But I mean, you just got to go, wow. There's a guy that says, you got to take it. Because this is that 3, especially when they're down by 29 and got back to within 8 points. But just, it's like, if you don't take the shot, I'm taking you out of the game. Kind of funny to hear that from a professional coach.
There was a run there in that second quarter where Boston was just unstoppable. Threes, and then steals. And here is one of those plays when Jaylen Brown stole the ball from Luka Doncic.
Here comes Tatum. It's double teaming. Brown, corner three, got it. 9 3-pointers for the Celtics. The lead is 22.
You can't casually double team unexpectedly because that's been Boston so dangerous.
Brown on the steal and slam. And Jaylen Brown picking Luka's pocket. He's got 2 of those steals already that have led to dunks.
That was big, 53-29 at that point. Porzingis put on a clinic, his first day back in a long time. Here he is, the post game on the adrenaline he had returning the action.
Obviously, what helped me is just even from the walkout before the game and then getting on the court, getting that kind of support was, was unreal. And the adrenaline was pumping through my veins, and that definitely helped. Obviously, it wasn't ideal that I was out for such a long time, but I did everything I could to prepare mentally for this moment coming back, and it paid off, and we got the job done tonight and had a good game and happy about the result.
I think it was out, almost 6 weeks, 7 weeks when it's all said and done. I think it's close to 6.5 to 7 weeks. The 20 points and the 3 blocks, but I think he set a record, what they were talking about in the first quarter, 11 points and 2 blocks was a record. And I think his 18 points and 2 blocks was another record he broke. Jason Terry, former Maverick of all people, he broke his record as well too. So talk about fresh legs and a guy that had come out, and we knew he was a good shooter, but I mean, as active as he is for guys, 7'1", 7'2", to see him go up and down the court, talk about coming off the bench and just getting that spark going for this Celtics team.
Also in the post game, Jason Tatum talking about Porzingis as he made a seamless transition back into the game.
Jason, David Bennett with ESPN. You guys were able to get through the Heat and the Cavs and the Pacers without Kristaps Porzingis, but what did he mean to getting past the Mavs tonight?
I mean, you always want to have your team at full strength. We're a good team, right, when guys are down, but we're really, really special when we have everybody. I think I said it earlier, how seamless his transition was after being away for 6-7 weeks and coming into the game and having the first half like that. That was a big spark for us to start the game.
Spark plug. I mean, the fans. You get the fans into a game like that, and that adrenaline's pumping. You're going up and down the court. Things probably settled down for Dallas probably at halftime to weather that storm.
I just loved his expressions. After he was popping the threes, and you knew he was in the zone, he's smiling. He's having such a good time. Right? I mean, it was so fun to watch him just kind of put on, I keep using the word clinic because that's kind of what it was. I mean, his threes were 29, 30 feet out.
It was amazing. And his arms, 10 feet
He's got
long.
that shot. It's just.
But his first bucket when he got the pick and roll, he goes in and jams it. fans are just like going nuts. I
Yeah.
mean, he's back. He's off the bench. And he's
Definitely
back.
fan favorite.
I thought it was pretty funny that Lisa Salters was talking about how Kristaps Porzingis and Jaylen Brown live in the same apartment complex, and Jaylen Brown was talking about how it's almost creepy how much Kristaps smiles because he's just happy to be there.
Yeah.
You got to think he was with Washington, and before that, when he was with New York, he was the prodigy, the prodigal child.
geez.
Everyone thought he was going to be the next. You name whoever, but to see him and what he did last night, you can definitely tell he's happy to be there. And remember, they traded Marcus Smart to get him.
It's
You
funny.
got to give a lot of credit to Brad
You
Stevens.
forget about
Oh, yeah.
Washington. He was Washington before the Knicks, and then Dallas, and now Boston.
It seems like all the players that were at the top of the league, once they go to Washington, it's just they're forgotten. They're like the forgotten toys. And
I don't think there's a lot of people that can name 2 players on Washington's squad.
No,
I mean Jordan Poole,
Yeah, Jordan Poole.
yeah.
They're the Bullets, right?
Yeah, they were many years ago.
kidding.
They're not the West.
All right,
Coast
our honorable
Bullets.
mention here, former MLB pitcher, and he's a color commentator for the San Diego Padres, Mark Grant, was absolutely livid at the home plate umpire last night during the Bally Sports San Diego broadcast. Of course, the Diamondbacks won 4-3. So I'll set it up. It's the bottom of the ninth, and the tying run is on base. And Jake Cronworth is up the plate. It's a 2-2 count. He took a 4-seam fastball at the letters, which the umpire called a third strike. And it was absolutely one of the worst calls I have ever seen in baseball. It was clearly a ball. Clearly. Here, we're going to learn a new phrase here. So when you hear the end of this clip, someone needs to explain what this means to me. I kind of do, but I want to see if there are young pups here, Jackson and maybe Schubert can kind of explain a little bit more. Because Manuch, I know you can. So
Give me a try.
Here is Mark Grant just going crazy after this. This ended the game too because they were making a little run here. Could have been an opportunity to keep a rally alive.
Straight 3 ball. And that ends the ball game, and that was not close to being a strike. Took the bat right out of the kid's hands. Wasn't even close. Like Schilt out there arguing that very point, that this game is over. You got to be shaving me.
You gotta be shaving me. I have never heard that term before.
Me neither.
Somebody please explain.
I've never heard of it either.
I mean, I know what you could put in place of shaving.
Yeah.
That would probably get the same point across.
He gave the G version of what you're thinking, Rock. The SH,
Does our New Yorker, resident New Yorker, know what that means?
Me? Gotta
No.
be shaving
No.
me.
Okay.
No, listen, we all know what he was trying to say without saying it, and I can appreciate him not getting himself and us in trouble. So thank you, Mark.
You got to be shaving me, Manuch.
You always say shut the front door.
Yeah.
For the other
Wow. Anyway, it was such a bad call. I just
Did
don't
you see
understand how they.
Was it way up? Way
Oh my
up?
God! It was. If you're facing the pitcher, it's right hand corner up. It was up in the corner.
Man. Oh, that's bad. I mean,
it was such a bad call, and
the umpire had to go to the bathroom and the game, get the heck out of
like
there.
you want to get out of there. It was one of those things. I mean, it was so up and away in the strike zone. It was, and obviously we get a good classic line out of it. You got to be shaving me. So at least we got something out of it.
That's
and the D-backs got a W. That's all that really counts.
Yeah.
Who cares about the Padres, right?
Well, exactly. Well, and good for the Diamondbacks now winning 5 out of 6. Nice to see Corbin Carroll get off
201. He's batting 201.
He's above the Mendoza line now. So 3 for 5. Had a steal. Scored a couple runs. Nice to
Double
see.
off the wall was nice.
Yeah, nice to see the Diamondbacks stealing bases again. He and McCarthy both had stolen bases. Christian Walker getting a double, driving in runs with runners in scoring position, and that's it's good Diamondback baseball. How about the bullpen shutting this Padres team down after Ciccone gave up the 3 runs? They shut everybody down. They'll give up 3 hits. The balance of the game. So got to tip your hat to Diamondbacks. That I feel, guys, is the kind of Diamondback baseball that I hope we continue to see. And they can carry that through the All-Star game and after the All-Star game. So those are some of the things you look and go, okay, But yeah, nice to have a little help from an umpire once in a while is what it sounded like.
Quietly, Paul Seward is having an incredible season. 0.87 ERA, 7 saves in 11 games, 10 innings, 11 strikeouts. That's what you want from your closer.
Well, absolutely. All-star worthy, maybe as a alternate that they pick him up as an all-star. Looking at it as well as he's pitching right now. I mean, he is really throwing well.
1 minute.
And again, the bullpen, hats off to kind of stop the bleeding there in that fifth inning. Pretty much, hold them off.
Hey, our sounds are brought to you by Document Solutions. If you're looking for a new printer, and how about one that you can print off your cell phone? How cool is that? Well, you can get yourself one. You can lease, you can buy, you can even rent. You get all different types of makes and models. That's Document Solutions of the Valley. Their phone number is 623-252-8282. That's 623-252-8282. Ask for our buddy Greg. He'll take care of you. Tell him you listen to Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, and you'll get that VIP discount. So check it out. Document Solutions, their service can't be copied. Well, the Stanley Cup finals start tomorrow. Edmonton is in Florida. They will face the Panthers. Former assistant coach Steve Peters will join us next live from Florida to break down this series, plus get his take on the 6 names for the new franchise in Utah, which they are down to 6. So we'll see what he thinks there, too. It's Roc and Manuch today from Wright Toyota. It's Fox Sports 910.
Clear. This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Mercury getting set to entertain the Minnesota Lynx, looking to get things back on track. The Merc have dropped 5 of their last 6. Coming up tomorrow, the Oilers visit the Panthers for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. You can hear all the action beginning at 5 right here on Fox Sports 910. The D-backs continue their 4-game road series against the Padres after beating San Diego last night. Brandon Pfaadt is on the mound for the Snakes, who have won 5 of their last 6. And the Cardinals have this weekend off to rest up before mandatory minicamp begins next Tuesday and runs for 3 days. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Come celebrate Father's Day this year at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Unlock your ultimate wedge play with Vokey SM10 wedges, made for lower flight, improved feel, and maximum spin. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us for Father's Day in store or online. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV mounted? Contact AC Electrical Family at aceelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392. That's aceelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, has been cooling their customers for over 35 years. Fogco provides their customers with results that exceed their expectations, with reliable misting and fogging solutions that you can count on all summer long. Head to fogco.com.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm excited to learn, so come join with me by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app. If you need your AC unit fixed this summer, before you do anything else, stop and get a second opinion from PlumbSmart. PlumbSmart consistently saves customers hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on overpriced or even unnecessary repair bills. Usually, they're about half the price of the other guys. So before you spend way too much money on an overpriced AC repair,
Yeah.
already. Like, this is just miserable here. It's miserable.
I
in Florida.
so
Sorry.
agree. I so agree. Being an East Coast myself from there, the humidity is horrible. I'll take the 120 all day long instead of 90% humidity, which is probably what it is there right now.
Yeah, and the other thing too is you see the Stanley Cup Finals, and you want to see that buzz. You want that buzz in the community, and you want to see people wearing the Panther jersey. Where do you go? Do you go to Sunrise? Do you go to Miami? Do you go to Fort Lauderdale? Like, I don't know. When we get to Edmonton, buddy, you're going to see the oil crest everywhere. But here in Florida, it's not really hit here yet. I don't think with Game 1 coming.
So, from reading the newspapers and the blogs and everything that's out there in that area, is it a hockey town?
You know,
do you feel
it's
it?
funny. You don't. And it's
Really?
funny what not winning. I mean, it'll be full tomorrow and everything will be great.
Yeah.
But when the team's not winning, Sunrise, Florida is too far out. And it's a problem. And their attendance has suffered when they're not winning. So it's similar. And I don't want to say it's not a hockey town. It is. They're excited. People are excited about this Florida Panther team. And you're starting to see a little bit of it. But it's not like if this is the Philadelphia Flyers today or the New York Rangers, I think you're going to see a little different buzz in the air. The hardcore fans are here, but it's not like one of those other hockey
Are
teams.
they
Sorry.
similar to what they are here, Steve, with you have the transients?
Yep.
Everybody out northeast from New York and Washington, and they come down to Florida, retire, or they're from that area. They kind of migrate down there. And because I can imagine when the Rangers come in town or the Bruins come in town that I don't know if they get a bigger crowd supporting them versus the Panthers, but is it kind of similar to that? It's very much like they are here.
It is, but the big difference is this team has had success. I mean,
Yes.
this is their third time in the finals, and when you win, if Arizona would continually make the playoffs and make the finals a few times, you would see more Coyote jerseys. You just would.
Yeah.
And so this team has had more success, and they have more star players that you can root for. I think that has helped. So yeah, I do definitely think it's going to be a sea of red here tomorrow for certain. You'll see the sprinkling of blue, but they root for the hometown teams. The fan base is similar in that they're transient,
Yeah.
but I do think more people because of their success have become Panther fans.
Petey, I don't know one Florida Panther fan, not one, and I've been been around 55 years, soon to be 56.
That's fair,
and that's okay. That's okay. People may say that back there they don't know any Coyote fans, same thing. But give us an idea of what kind of style of play. From what I've read, they're very physical. Let's look at Florida for those of us that are just hockey fans that can't wait to watch. We're looking for somebody to root for. Okay, we don't have anything going other than maybe a bet. But is it tell us a little bit about the Panthers and then of course the Oilers.
Yeah, the one thing about the Florida Panthers is this team is incredibly aggressive. And it's not just physicality. They play, if you're a basketball fan, this is a man-on-man team. They play you incredibly tight. They give you no room. And we say they smother their opponents. It can be boring and slow at times, but they just give their opponent no room to breathe. You saw them against the New York Rangers. Panarin, Zibanejad, Kreider had no room. They had no offense, and none of their top players could score because this team defends incredibly well. But they're also very aggressive to the opponent's net. And we had Tkachuk is a name that Coyote fans will be familiar with Keith Tkachuk. His son Matthew is on this team, leads the team in points in the playoffs. He's a pain in the ass. And he gets to the blue paint. He plays hard. He's an aggressive player. He's a guy you're going to notice. And he's going to be a guy that tips the scales for this Florida Panthers team. You want to root for him because he's a Tkachuk, but he also plays hard. The other guy I think you're going to want to keep an eye on is Oliver Ekman-Larsson, and a former Coyote that took a lot of heat when he left Arizona because he was making $9 million. He was the highest paid player. He was the captain, and he probably didn't play up to that expectation. In Florida, he's the fourth or fifth defenseman. And when you make him your fourth or fifth defenseman, now you're in the right spot. And he's playing big minutes. He's defending incredibly well. He's on their second power play. And again, another guy that Arizona fans can root for because, you know what, he used to be wearing the Kachina, and now he's playing some of his best hockey as he gets older in his career. Florida's going to be hard for the Edmonton Oilers to play against. They're just incredibly smothering and physical. And I tell you what, I know it's a great hockey matchup. I know it's not a ratings bonanza without the New York Rangers or Boston Bruins in this, but the hockey the Florida Panthers play is outstanding.
Steve, it's interesting. I watched a little bit of the Rangers-Panthers game, and they win it 4-2, but it seemed like they don't, to your point, the physicality, they don't make a lot of mistakes, and that they take advantage of mistakes. At least when I listen to the announcers talk about it, and they just don't give up the puck. They just kind of take care of business, so to speak.
Yeah, they do. They have their offensive zone puck time is impressive, and it's funny because the Edmonton Oilers have not faced a team like Florida yet in the playoffs. You know, Dallas was a team that didn't dominate offensively. They had under 25 shots in 4 of their games, where Florida had more than 34 shots on goal in 4 of their 6 games against the Rangers. Edmonton's not ready for this. Edmonton hasn't had a play at like this at all in the playoffs. And when they faced off head-to-head in the regular season, Florida dominated. It was 5-1, 5-3, all in favor of Florida, 10 goals in 2 games. Florida dominated the Edmonton Oilers. Now the Oilers are playing better than they did in the middle of the regular season, but the depth of the Florida Panthers should be one of the tipping points to get them over on this talented Edmonton Oilers team.
Who did the rest, before I talk about the Oilers, who did the rest benefit the most, you think, Steve?
Well, it's always who's injured, and you just don't know. The one thing you see in football, they disclose the injuries,
right.
They tell you what's wrong with the guy. In hockey, they don't. You don't know. Like you don't know, especially in playoffs. You hear upper body, lower body during the regular season. Playoffs, you don't know a thing. You have no idea where these guys are. So who's ever the most injured and needs to recover, that's the team that's benefiting the most. I did see it in some of these other series. Florida had a little bit longer of a rest, and it hurt them. They didn't keep their momentum going. And that was early in the series between round 1 and 2, and they stumbled out of the gate in round 2. But both teams have had a rest now. I think both of them will be healthy, and honestly, they'll be ready to go. Like, this is going to be, the break gets a little more practice time. If anything, it gets the nerves and ramps up that part of it. So I expect game 1, the first 10 minutes, to be a little slow. Everybody's afraid to make mistakes. Everybody's feeling each other out. So I think it's going to take them at least a period of hockey to get into it. But by game 2 and 3, you're going to see the best of what each of these teams brings to the table.
Talk about Edmonton. What kind of style play? What can we expect? From what I've read, power plays is big on them. They're offensive. They've learned how to defend in the playoffs. But what can you tell us about them?
The one thing they have is Connor McDavid, and
Yeah.
Connor McDavid. If you follow hockey,
Oh, by
you know
the
who
way,
Connor McDavid is, yeah, and that's what Florida is interesting, because Florida's played better teams than the Edmonton Oilers. Rangers were a better team. Boston was a better team, but they haven't played better players. And Edmonton has better players. Connor McDavid over the Dallas Stars series was absolutely elite, like phenomenal. He's carrying his team like Michael Jordan carried the Bulls. Like, he's that good. And right now, if Edmonton's going to win this series, he is going to be the MVP of the playoffs. He has to be, because they don't have the ability. They don't have the depth. They don't have the balanced scoring like you see in most other teams. It's top heavy, and it's Connor McDavid. And he's got the speed that he can get away from this tight checking Florida Panther team. He can get behind their D. Yeah, I'm excited to see the stingy D against the speed and skill of McDavid. That's the matchup, because if you can keep Connor McDavid off the scoreboard, you're going to win. It's that simple. If you can get off the ice, even when Connor McDavid is on the ice, you're going to win, because they don't have the ability to get goals from that secondary scoring. So Florida, if I'm the Panthers, man, we are smothering, and we're on top of, and we're defending McDavid even when we have the puck. And I know that sounds funny, but it's true. Dallas didn't pay attention to Connor McDavid when he was on the ice, when they had the puck, when Dallas had the puck. You need to defend Connor when he doesn't have the puck. And when it turns over, he is so fast and so skilled that he can create offense out of nothing. So you better be aware when he's on the ice. The other thing for Edmonton right now, you mentioned their power play. Like, this is historically good power play, like the best power play to ever play since they kept power play statistics. If you get a penalty, they are going to score. 30% of their goals so far in this playoffs have come on the power play. 1 out of every 3 goals with the man advantage. So that means to Florida, stay on the penalty box. Don't take penalties. If Florida can stay on the penalty box, they should get through this series. But this power play is elite, and Connor McDavid is elite. I don't know about their defending and goaltending. They haven't faced a test like Florida, and I am concerned about their ability to protect the front of the net, protect the house, and protect the blue paint in front of their goaltender, Stuart Skinner, who has not been outstanding at points in this playoff. So that's going to be the big question mark for Edmonton.
Steve, for me, a hockey novice, and some of the listeners out there, define when a young man carries a team in hockey. What does that mean? And also, what do we watch when Connor McDavid is on the ice?
So one thing, when you watch number 97, Blue, watch when he does not have the puck, and he just finds these open areas where no one else is, but the puck is going to find him. And it's funny, when Wayne Gretzky was the coach of the Coyotes a few years ago. He would walk by the TV, and he had that same sixth sense. And he'd look at the TV, and he goes, "Why is that guy there? He should be over there because the puck's going to come there." And he's right. And he sees the game differently. Connor McDavid is no different. The one thing Connor McDavid has that Gretzky doesn't have is the speed. Connor McDavid is the fastest player in the National Hockey League. When he gets going, you go, wow. So if you get an opportunity to watch him, just keep your eye on him when he's on the ice. He does amazing things with the puck, but away from the puck, he's so interesting to watch because he's going to anticipate the next move of not just the opponents, but the puck as well. He's an amazing player to watch. And if not for him, this team is out 2 rounds ago. And that's just the facts. And when you say carrying the team, he provides all the offense. Like he is at the top of his game right now, and without him, they don't have a chance against this dominating Florida Panther team.
Steve, you bring up Wayne Gretzky today. You go back to 1989, and he won his 9th NHL Hart, which is the MVP trophy for those who don't know, in 10 years. 9 out of 10 years. There's always the debate: Michael Jordan, LeBron James. We go on and on. Who is number 2, or is Matthews? I mean, is the jury still out on Connor McDavid? He needs to win a bunch of titles. I mean, cups. I mean, what needs to happen?
Yeah, it's because you still got Sidney Crosby, Mario Lemieux, Jaromir Jagr. Like, there's some pretty big names on there. Connor McDavid has to win, and he's in his 9th season, and he hasn't been this
2 minutes
before. And this was the expectations a long time ago for this Edmonton Oilers team to be in this spot in the Stanley Cup Finals. If they don't win, there's going to be disappointment.
Yeah,
because they felt with the best player, you need to get championships. And I think Connor McDavid's going to be graded on his ability to win championships. It's in every sport like that. They always say, "Well, did he win? Well, did he win?" And right now, Connor McDavid hasn't done that. As a matter of fact, they've never made it this far to the finals. They've been in the Western Conference Finals once in those 9 years. So yeah, it's a big deal for him, and what goes on in his legacy, what will be is coming here, because you don't make it back. It's hard. It's really hard to get through the Stanley Cup playoffs. And so there's no guarantee this team will ever be back.
I don't want to put any salt on the wound, but the Utah's team is narrowing down their list of possible names. They're down to 6: Utah Blizzard, Utah Hockey Club, Utah Mammoth, Utah Outlaws, Utah Venom, Utah Yeti. What's Coach Peters going with?
The Arizona Coyotes? Was that an option?
Get over it, Steve. Get over, buddy.
I know it's not an option there. I think, honestly, I don't like any of them. But can we stop using singular names like the Mammoth and the Yeti? Can we have plural names again?
Sure.
Is that a thing? So I don't know. The Blizzard doesn't make sense to me. The one, I guess, that somebody explained to me today, it's called the Beehive State. So the bees are a very prominent.
Okay.
And when I heard Venom, I was thinking snake venom.
Yeah,
from
me too.
Arizona, but it was bee venom that it was referencing.
That's
it was
stupid.
The bee. Yeah, again. I'll say Yeti for now. I honestly don't hate
Yeti because they're the sponsor. I mean, they get coolers. Everybody gets a cooler if you're season ticket holder.
And a water bottle.
Giveaways on Yeti night, like Yeti night.
Yeti night.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I honestly, I hate to say it. I don't care, but I don't like any of them. And maybe it's just because I don't mind the colors, the blue and the light blue. I'm okay with the colors. I can live with that. But we'll see. Is that the way you name a team? You have everybody vote. I don't know. Is that what you do?
That's the Phoenix Suns did years
Everybody
ago.
did. That's how they do it in sports.
Well,
Let the fans. The fans.
The Utah Jazz, because the downtown.
Well, that was they transferred. I mean, they were
New Orleans.
New Orleans. That's why they got the Jazz.
Change the name.
Yeah,
you can change the name, can't you?
So Utah Coyotes can't do that, right?
No, can't do it because
Yotes own that.
What's his name? The Morello family owns that for now.
Yeah.
For now. Oh, did you just throw something out there, Steve?
We'll see. We'll see the auctions June 27th. We'll see.
20 days. Can't wait. You want to go? You want to carpool to it or what?
You know what? I'm actually going to be at the draft for that. So, and I know I got to go here, but if this goes to 7 games, the game 7 is June 24th. I will fly home the 25th. I go to the draft the 26th.
Wow.
So, Rock, you'll have to stop by and see how she's going to be.
Definitely. I'll make sure, and I'll walk your dog, so you'll be good.
Thank you.
Take in the trash. Thank you, buddy. Have fun out there. Not too much. Don't spend all that day. Don't spend all the per diem the first day, okay? You need to make it through the weekend.
Hitting the beach right now. Can't wait. Thanks, guys. Appreciate having me on. Florida Panthers in 6.
There you have it. Florida Panthers in 6. That's Steve Peters. Check him out. We'll catch him next week as well. Follow him on Twitter, X, S Peters Hockey. Coming up, football at 50. Pretty serious stuff happened with the Chiefs. We'll talk about that. And Nick Sirianni has heard plenty of trash talk from New York Giants fans, and now he has a response. We're out here at Wright Toyota. It's Roc and Manuch today, Fox Sports 910.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf, featuring the Callaway AI Smoke Woods and Irons. Now receive 2 times trade-in value towards any Callaway AI Smoke clubs. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us this Father's Day in store or online. Van's Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch? Every day, from lunch to late night. Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G Protein Bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G Protein Bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
You ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Get out of the heat and play at Dukes.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
A huge new game room is open with foosball, pool tables, shuffleboard, darts, and Pop-A-Shot basketball.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
With 3 10-foot TV screens and dozens more big screens, you'll find every game you're looking for.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Dukes on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Dukes? Miller and McDowell. That's it.
Still looking for the perfect Father's Day gift? Check out Macy's Gift Finder. It's easy. In just a couple clicks, you'll find personalized gift ideas from top brands that are perfect for every dad, like the Adventure Seeker, the Sports Fan, or even the Grandpa. Plus, Macy's has great gifts for every budget, so you can go as big or small as you want. Find a Father's Day gift that says, I love your style on Macy's.com/gift finder and give love today at Macy's.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Let's get ready for football.
It's football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour. Right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and iHeart Radio app.
Well, the Cardinals are going to be on national television. How about it? The NFL will air 5 preseason games on national television. Houston Texans and the Chicago Bears will get the preseason underway at the Hall of Fame game. That's August 1st.
Okay.
I mean,
wow.
It's just in a few weeks.
Right around the
corner, right?
Absolutely.
And that'll air on ESPN and ABC. The second week of the preseason, Fox will have Saints and 49ers. Then 3 games will be shown on the final week, starting with Colts at Bengals, and that'll be on Prime Video. Not sure how that'll do in preseason. Then they'll wrap up the schedule on August 25th with the Broncos in town to play the Cardinals. Then that'll be on CBS 5. And then Patriots will be visiting the Commanders on NBC.
So we'll see a lot of backups, free agents playing that last preseason game on CBS 5. Hey, it's Cardinal football. I'm just curious because I think it's almost 2 weeks before they play their first game. How much a lot of these teams, I know that the Chiefs and Randy Reed plays his starters a good amount the last preseason game because he has a 2-week layoff. As far as the Cardinals, that'll be very, very interesting to see how maybe a quarter if they're going to be, CBS national TV like that, maybe maybe one quarter for the starters and get them out of the game.
A lot of optimism with the Cardinal fans right now. Season tickets are ahead of schedule. Things are good. Things are good for them right now. You got Kyler talking. That was kind of nice to hear from him yesterday. So
his sixth year, they hope that his second year of this offense. You believe it's been 6 years?
It's hard to believe going into a sixth season. Hey, the Chiefs defensive end B.J. Thompson is reportedly in stable condition. He had a seizure and he went into cardiac arrest yesterday. This was reported by ESPN. He's 25 years old. Had a medical scare there at the practice facility. I believe he's doing much, much better. But what a scary time, scary moment that had to be if you were there.
Well, and I've been around somebody that's had a seizure, and everything just stops. And the first thing you do is just with the trainers is make sure they don't swallow their tongue. Number one, make sure. And then when they calm them down, they kind of come to. But with this, the seizure and the heart issues. So it says right now that he is resting, he's comfortable. But right now, it's kind of like you think of Bronny James, the episode he had. Thank God that was a practice. Thank God that was. The trainers are right there when he had his episode, his cardiac event. So
you ever notice when they say, he's rested and he's comfortable? That's a bunch of BS. I've had surgery multiple times and I'm resting. I'm not comfortable.
Well, in this case,
those beds are not comfortable.
You got to imagine.
You're not comfortable being in a hospital bed.
I thank God I've been one of those in many, many years.
Oh.
And the other thing too is you're getting tested all day, all night.
You can't sleep.
Yeah, because they keep prodding you.
Yep, and they keep prodding you, and they keep coming in and out, checking on you. You need to get some rest. Well, then stay out of here for a while. Hey, Nick Sirianni, the head coach of the Eagles, has heard plenty of trash talk from the New York Giants fans over the past 3 years, but he now has a new comeback as he spoke to reporters the other day about how Giants fans have been even more angry towards the Eagles since they signed Barkley, Saquon Barkley.
He's ours now, folks.
And he's hearing traitor and all this stuff, and he said sign him. It's giving him some new ammo when the Giants try to get under his skin. So he says sometimes when you see Giant fans around here,
2 minutes.
It's so close. Giant fans, Philly. I mean, it's 2 hours difference, and they'll yell, "Hey, go Giants!" And typically he lets it go, but. If a guy gets me good, he said, gets him good enough, he'll usually say, I got your best player. I mean,
touche.
You gotta love that. This guy, he is such a great coach. I mean, I don't know how he is. I mean, coach, I wouldn't know because I don't play for him. But when it comes to publicly, he's always wearing a Phillies hat or a 76ers hat. He has embraced the city.
Sure.
And I wish more players and coaches would do that. Drives me nuts when you see Kyler Murray wearing a different hat that's not, the Oakland A's is different because he was drafted by the Oakland A's. But, I would love to see him wearing a Diamondback hat all the time.
I've seen him wear a D-back hat once in a while.
Have you?
And you see him at Suns games, Diamondback games. You know what? I think Kyler Murray's finally, to your point, Rock, embraced being the Arizona Cardinals quarterback. I mean, last year and this year, I think he gets it. He understands, hey, look, my time here may be short, but I'm going to finally enjoy this ride.
I'm anxious. Eagles, they're stacked. They're going to have a new look. 95% of their offense is completely different from last year. Kelvin Moore is now their new offensive coordinator. More pre-snap motions, things like that. I'm anxious to see what that's going to mean. That's tough. 90%.
Well, if you
95%.
If you watch the Dallas Cowboys when he was the offensive coordinator, it'd be very similar. A lot of motion, a lot of 30 focus on the run.
Hard to defend.
Well, not necessarily, but he doesn't throw the ball down the field enough, I think. With Jalen Hurts, he will.
Yeah. Hey, next we'll go to Vegas, catch up with handicapper Scott Spreitzer, talk about the NHL and finals. We'll get into that next, as well as talk some NBA from yesterday, and we have a fun flashback today that I think you'll enjoy. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
You may not have any experience dealing with car wrecks, but Lerner and Rowe does. After your car wreck, you need an attorney to make sure your interests, like car repairs, medical bills, and lost wages, are protected. Finding the right attorney is actually easy. Just look for reputation, experience, and results. Lerner and Rowe has thousands of 5-star reviews, decades of experience, and we've recovered billions of dollars for our injured clients. Hurt in a wreck and need a check? Call Lerner.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com. That's venezias.com. Venezias, a family and catering tradition.
Commercial-free stations like Beach Radio. Real Fun Beach Radio gives you the toes in the sand. Beach music. Just like the search for Fun Beach Radio. So listen, radio. Free never sounded so good.
Look at your cup holder. It's empty. And you're feeling thirsty. Head to a nearby convenience store and fill it with a Pepsi Zero Sugar, Mountain Dew, or Starry. Grab a delicious, refreshing Pepsi for the road.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
In this week's Marketers Report, Angela Zepeda, CMO Hyundai Motor America, talks about audio storytelling.
People scratch their heads and say, why would you put your brand on a channel that doesn't show the sheet metal? But for us, it's about storytelling. That's driving a lot of brand awareness, but we can also drive a lot of intent.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the influencers, audiences, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Pride Month is here, and Bounty is ready to soak up the celebration. There's going to be a whole lot of this, a whole lot of this, and a whole lot of this. Spills happen, but messes can't cancel the Pride fun with Bounty. With P&G and iHeartRadio, we're rolling out Can't Cancel Pride, a night of performances, togetherness, and a whole lot of partying. You bring the fun, we'll bring the bounty. Tune in to the Can't Cancel Pride live stream on June 12th or on demand after on iHeartRadio's Facebook, YouTube, and more. Together, let's keep Pride rolling at home or wherever you're celebrating.
Will Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Broadcasting from the Raffi Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
And it fought for the D-backs tonight in San Diego. He's coming off a no decision against the Mets last Sunday. He started a May 4th 13-1 loss to the Padres, where he allowed 5 runs, 3 earned on 10 hits over 6 innings. The 4-6 Mercury play host to the 7-2 Minnesota Lynx tonight. Don't forget, Fox Sports 910 is the place to hear this year's Stanley Cup final between the Oilers and Panthers. Game 1 tomorrow at 5. UConn coach Dan Hurley reportedly meeting with the Lakers today about their head coaching job. He met with his Huskies team on Thursday to inform them he was entering discussions with L.A. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Friday, another hot day. Temperatures right around 111 degrees. Keep in mind, we are still under that excessive heat warning until 8 p.m. Tonight, look for mostly clear skies with those overnight lows right around 81. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by London Gold. Whether it's diamonds, emeralds, sapphires, or rubies, every day at London Gold, our fine stones are up to half off your friend in the business. Shop us in-store or online at londongold.com. London Gold.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Hope you have a good Friday afternoon. Roc and Manuch with you, 2 o'clock from Wright Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Wright Toyota will be here for Another 2 hours coming up this hour. Scott Spreitzer will join us from Las Vegas, and he will handicap Game 2 in the NBA Finals on Sunday, as well as tomorrow's NHL Game 1. So we'll get into that with him, maybe get his thoughts on the Belmont, too, if we have some time, and anything going on with the Memorial. As Memorial, great yesterday. Great competition. I mean, everybody was just locked up for a long time at like -4. I remember at one point towards the tail end of that first round, the leaderboard was all -4, for a while, and some really big names too, which was kind of cool. All the guys that you expect to see.
That's Jack Nicklaus's tournament. That's pretty much there.
It's a great course. I was fortunate to play it when I was in college. It's right there, I believe, in Dublin, Ohio, which is just like a suburb of Columbus, Ohio, and a beautiful golf course. Beautiful.
Is it a long? They mentioned like long, grueling golf course when it's hot and muggy out there. I mean, their numbers.
That's all. I think that's Midwest golf.
Yeah. This time of year, I remember
long grass, humidity, just bugs, mosquitoes, flies. Yes,
it's that time of year back there in Dublin, Ohio, right, Brock?
So humid, so humid. People bitch about the weather here and being so hot. Don't get me wrong. It's hotter than you know what, but that humidity. I'm sorry, it's so bad.
I'm like you. I'd rather take hot, dry than be back there in that hot mugginess, and then especially playing in that. And I mean, it's just kind of like you can't stay dry. You just don't stay dry. As a quarterback, your hands are always wet. You can wring your sweatbands out after a quarter, get the water, and put new sweatbands on. But
What time do you train your kids now?
Usually about 5:30, 6 o'clock at night.
Isn't it hotter after 4 than it is at 7 o'clock in the morning?
No, usually at 5:36 the sun's going down, and there's areas where
it's dark at 8.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, at least the sun's going down. The areas I train, we've got shade that kind of with trees. And then if I go in the mornings, I'll go like at 8 o'clock in the morning on the weekends or 9 o'clock. I stop.
I won't even get a tea time that late.
Yeah, well,
get them out earlier, man.
Well, we do 7:38 is when we talk.
Oh, you didn't say that. You said 8.
Yeah,
or 9.
7:30. Now, as the summer goes on, we'll start 7:30. So we'll go. Our Sunday would be a 7:30, 9, and then a 11 o'clock. And then the afternoon we'll go 2 o'clock, 3:30.
All right, I need to know your whole damn schedule for the weekend. I just want to know what time you started. I mean, that was it.
We find
Hey, Gatel Marte singled in the go-ahead run yesterday in the 7th inning as D-backs slipped past the Padres 4-3. They continue their 4-game series tonight as they've won 5 of 6. They're playing some good baseball. And if there's a team that they need to have some success is the Padres. Just a little banged up with their pitching, but boy, they have unbelievable batters. They're going to be there at the end when it comes to the wild card. And clearly, I think, but we would agree. Even she would probably agree with that. But they should be there. But if the D-backs can, head to head have some success, they could be there towards the end.
Well, they won this series versus San Francisco. If they win this series, they gain ground. They get out and go to second place. I think they're 8.5 back. I think San Diego's 8 back, but they're all kind of like right there. But you won 5 out of 6. Corbin Carroll goes 3 for 5, 2 runs scored, hitting the ball hard. In fact, just a couple of outs he had against San Francisco that last game, he hit the ball hard. So he looks like he's gaining some traction. Still in bases. He and McCarthy both stole base yesterday. Timely hits. Christian Walker gets the double, knocks in a couple runs. Get some solid bullpen. The last, you look at 5 out of 6 games, the bullpen's been pretty good. They come in yesterday and kind of stop the bleeding and give up no runs. I think I'll give a couple hits. It's like 3 hits. And Ciccone goes to 4 1/3. So, it looks like, injuries aside, that this lineup, when you look at the runs that they scored, hell, they had scored 36 runs when they were at 4 out of 5. You add to that. So you're starting to see some production, getting the ball in play, and only 5 strikeouts. On top of that, the pitching group. Look at the pitchers keeping the walks down as well and keeping that infield on their toes.
Major League Baseball heading across the pond this weekend. Phillies and Mets got a pair of games in London, the London series. Currently, Phillies have the best record in the National League. In the Mets, they sit in 3rd place in the NL East. First pitch tomorrow is, I believe, just after 10 a.m. our time, 1 o'clock Eastern. And then Sunday, it'll be real early, just after 7 o'clock, 7:10. Shu, you'll be up for that, right? You got to watch your Mets in Phillies. Be up 7 o'clock, 7:10 on Sunday.
So fortunately for me, I go on vacation starting tomorrow. So
You do? I did not get that. Didn't show up in my email box.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here next week. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you guys are going to have to be able to survive without me, but I will be on the East Coast. So that game will start at a brisk 10 a.m. for me.
Okay. All right.
So that's manageable, right, Shu? You can get up there and watch that game.
I mean, I would have gotten up if it was 7 a.m. and I was still here. I mean, it wouldn't really matter to me. Big baseball series this weekend. You got the Diamondbacks, 3 more with the Padres. You got this London series, the Dodgers, Yankees tonight.
I was just going to get to that.
What a great weekend for baseball.
Totally. That's got to be a tough ticket. Yankees, Dodgers.
I'll look. Stand by.
I did look, and there were some tickets available, but not too bad. I thought I was going to see $200 tickets, to get in, but they're $89 tickets is the lowest I saw. But in London, so baseball fans that are in London that are going to be able to watch these 2 games, the London Stadium, they actually created a menu, a Phillies and Mets menu. So they are actually going to have pastrami sandwiches for the New Yorkers. They're going to have Philly cheesesteaks for the Philly fans. So they got this whole menu, and they're creating like these different, the food in London sucks. It's horrible.
I've heard that, right?
Their food is so bad.
Very bland.
Oh, it's
no
awful.
flavor.
It's just awful. So it's nice that they,
accommodate.
Took a page out of the menus in the United States and had some good food choices because the fans could basically just get a beer and a hot dog and be done with it.
I'm very excited that baseball is continuing this London series, and I'm excited that my team is participating. But have you guys seen the Hawaiian button-down that they're selling at the stadium or at the shops near the stadium?
No.
It is a Hawaiian button-down that has both the Phillies and Mets logos on it together.
Really?
One on each side?
No. They're all over the front of the shirt. Both like 10 Phillies logos and Mets logos. Look it up. This is potentially the dumbest marketing thing I've ever seen. Because MLB had to clear this because it's their logos. Who's buying that? Met fans not buying that. Phillies fans not buying that. I'm not buying something that's got the Phillies logo on it.
Maybe the London folks will just buy it.
Well, then they're bad baseball fans. They got to understand the rivalry.
Yeah,
they got to understand you don't do that.
Well, a lot of them are just there to watch the game. They don't care. They go, hey, I went to that London. I went to that Mets Phillies game back in 2000. And back in you look at the scenario that they're
unique, though. That's unique.
Well, they can kind of market. If there's Americans over there to go to the game, they can say, hey, look, I was there for that game.
If you're American, you're definitely going.
Oh, sure. If you're in the neighborhood, you go, I can watch some baseball. Whether you're a Mets fan or a Phillies fan, it'd be kind of nice to kind of mark, hey, we were over in London that 2 or 3 weeks we were over there in early June. We went and watched this game. Here's a souvenir we got.
Also, tomorrow, if you watch the Belmont Stakes, you'll probably see Shu at the Belmont Stakes. That's the final leg of the Triple Crown. The Saratoga race course there, which is where it's taking place due to the construction of Belmont Park. But this means the distance of the race will decrease from 1.5 miles to 1.25 miles, making it the same distance as the Kentucky Derby. So that post time is 3:41 tomorrow. 3:41 Belmont Stakes. There, the final leg of the Triple Crown.
Well, you knew it was close, and they keep showing the Secretariat race when he went by 25 lengths at the Belmont. It just blew everybody away.
I just wish somebody can explain. I've talked to folks that are in this industry, horse racing.
Yes.
And cannot give me a clear understanding on how they pick the horses for the 3 races.
Well, you know
Does
what?
anybody know that?
Well, maybe we'll give our good buddy Glenn Clark a call back there.
No,
next
we don't
time.
need to call him.
Yeah, he's pretty much dialed in with all those races, the Belmont, what have you. That type of. I don't know.
I wish they would separate the races by at least a month. If they were every 3 months, right? So then that way there's no. Oh, he's not gonna. This horse is not gonna participate in the Belmont,
right?
You know how they determine which ones. Oh, we're going to hold him out. He just won the Kentucky Derby, but we're going to hold him out for the Preakness. I don't understand that.
Well, I think a couple
just
things.
So they can.
Their stud fees are so expensive, so they're probably like, I don't want to, harm my horse. And it's like, well, don't you think you have more value?
That's what I thought. I don't know. There's many of you that know that industry better than I do. I mean, I bet it at the bar, and I suck at it, but it's. I wish I understood a little bit better. What else we got going on? Let's talk about ticket prices. They're soaring like crazy in Boston for Game 2 of the NBA Finals, as of course they crushed them. That being the Celtics crushed the Mavs yesterday. But 2 tickets together at the sold-out arena right now will cost you around $800, according to StubHub.
I guess that's not
most
too bad.
expensive ticket is courtside. Is highest for 2 seats is nearly $13,000 each.
Oh man, now that's pushing right there.
$13,000.
Yeah,
each.
I would rather go move back. Yeah, proceed now. I'm sure a lot of those folks, $13,000 is no big deal. They probably carry that around their wallet.
Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, they're right there. Well, yeah, multi-millionaire.
Hey, coming up, it's National Donut Day. We have a funny flashback from a comedian you may know, and a restaurant's going viral for banning everyone under 30. But first, our Learn and Row one call, that's all. Back to last night's game and one of the big plays. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Wright Toyota.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, historic rivalries tip off with shareable bites, and every shot you take is a game winner. All season long, you're balling with 29-degree beer, courtside seats, and scenic views. I mean, where else can you pair wall-to-wall hoops with hard-to-find whiskey? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
Need an all-in-one wireless copier and printer or IT help for your business? Call Document Solutions of the Valley, the official copier and IT solutions company for Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Document Solutions is leading the Valley in business solutions for copier and IT service. They'll support your business no matter how big or small. Take advantage of either buying, leasing, or renting many makes and models of copiers. For a free quote, call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Need an electric charger installed or a TV mounted? Contact AC Electrical Family at acelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392. That's acelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Power up with the best.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Introducing the Ping G430 Max 10K driver. Straighter flies farther with Ping's straightest driver yet. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinder provides you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us this Father's Day in store or online. Vans Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Get out of the heat and play at Duke's.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
A huge new game room is open with foosball, pool tables, shuffleboard, darts, and Pop-A-Shot basketball.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With 3 10-foot TV screens and dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Dukes, Miller and McDowell. Gotcha.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas? ¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
It's the Learner and Row. One call, that's all. Call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Learner and Row, voted Arizona's best law firm.
Here comes Tatum. Mancic double teaming. Brown, corner 3, got it. 9 3-pointers for the Celtics. The lead is 22.
You can't casually double team unexpectedly because that's been Boston so dangerous.
Brown on the steal and slam. And Jaylen Brown picking Luka's pocket. He's got 2 of those steals.
You're hot.
that have led to dunks.
Big part of that game last night as Jaylen Brown gets that steal on that right after that inbound pass to Luka, and Luka just sits there, is like, what just happened?
Where'd he come from?
Yeah, that was great. What a good part of that game. But we'll get more into that in a little bit. A little sports bar gossip for you today, as it's National Donut Day, and here's how you can score a free one. Both of America's top 2 donut shops have some deals. Hats off to Krispy Kreme. They got the best deal. Just pop in. Just pop in, snag one. You don't have to buy anything. Dunkin' Donuts, on the other hand, you got to buy a coffee or you got to buy a beverage, any kind of drink, and then you get a classic donut for free.
There's a catch, is what you're saying, right,
Yeah.
Ron?
Think about donuts. I think we would all agree. You could be full. You could just have had a huge dinner. Maybe went to the buffet, Manuch, 4 o'clock, Luby's. You could have just plowed down a huge meal.
Buddy.
And then somebody says, "Hey, would you like a donut?"
You know what? It's funny. I don't do any of the donuts in the morning. I'm like you. I usually have them at nighttime like a dessert.
What do you mean like me? I never said I've had a donuts at night. I would never have a donut at night. I would have it in the morning.
That's why I said donuts in the morning like you. I said I would never have a donut in the morning. I have one at nighttime. Is what I typically
Definitely did not say that, but we can continue.
I said I don't have a donut in the morning like you. I definitely have my donuts usually at night. Just to clarify that.
Stu, you missed it yesterday, but you had a bad day.
It's coming at 3:50.
Oh, it is?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
good.
There's no. It's like one Jimmy B clip, and it's Manuch.
So
had a bad
Manuch.
week.
Dude.
I probably didn't say something correctly. My thoughts. And
No, the thing that you're doing is it's like we all do it where you kind of
get out in front of my
my
brain.
You have the idea and you just kind of forget them things that need to fall into place before you say them. Yeah, so there you have it. National. But I do want to play this. We haven't done many sound clips from some of the comedians over the years, but this one it's a funny flashback. Jim Gaffigan, and he has a funny little bit here that we want to play for you on National Donut Day.
I had a donut before I came on stage. I was with a friend last week. I was like, "You want to get a donut?" He was like, "I'm not hungry." I'm like, "What does that have to do with it?" As if there's ever been a good reason to eat a donut. Well, doctor says I need more powdered sugar in my diet. Donuts are bad for you. And according to my health nut wife, they're not appropriate for a trail mix. I'm just on a different trail, right? Mine leads to the emergency room. That joke will be even funnier when I die from cardiac arrest. That's why I didn't laugh. Donuts are all about taste. In Los Angeles, there's a place called Yum Yum Donuts. Like, what do you need, the IQ of 1 to find that? Be like, Yum Yum. Me like Yum Yum. It's like, who's the target audience? Cavemen? I know 2 things. Yellow fireball, rising sky, and Yum Yum Donuts. Yum Yum Donuts, Yum Yum.
There you have it. Jim Gaffigan. Some businesses will do anything to be popular with the 20-somethings, but one place in Missouri is going viral for not even letting them in the door. There's a new upscale restaurant in Missouri called Bliss, and they got an interesting policy. They have set age restrictions. They require male guests to be at least 35 and women to be at least 30 during prime hours. They do card at the door, and people in their 20s will be kept out.
How about that?
They're getting a lot of backlash, of course, but they're going to stick with it. I like the fact that they're not trying to be PC, and business has been real good for them. So if you want to check out a little bit more on it, you can get online. Just look up Bliss in Missouri, and you'll see what they're doing. It's a Caribbean type of restaurant.
It's an upscale type restaurant.
Yeah.
And they can, I just wonder when that first lawsuit's going to pop up. You're discriminating against
there's people that once they hear that story, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's get in the truck. Let's get in the van. We're heading to Missouri. We're going to have some fun here. Yeah, have you ever been to a place where they only accept cash?
Only cash?
Only cash.
If I have, it's rare. No, not lately. I mean,
No.
it's everyone's really, some aren't accepting cash anymore.
There's a lot of little dive bars that will only accept cash. So they'll have a little ATM there, right? So
Okay.
like, we don't take credit card because they don't want to pay that 3% or
fee.
whatever it is, right? Well, there's a new trend, reverse ATMs that take your cash and spit out a card. Yes, they're popping up. They'll take your cash, and then they'll spit out the plastic. They're basically burner debit cards.
Okay.
So what happens? If you only have cash, well, this is what they do: is they get it, and then they'll deduct the transaction fee, which is only a few bucks, and then they'll use it. Like they have these things at the Yankee Stadium where the concession stands don't take cash,
Right.
which is a lot of those places. But some people are not happy about it, so you have to go to these machines, put the cash in, then you get this debit card, then you could go to the concession stand.
Well, if you've already got your unless you don't carry your debit card with you and just use your debit card. I mean,
I've been involved in businesses that are cashless,
right?
And I'm probably one that is against it.
Yeah.
And I'm somebody who doesn't have kids, but I can only imagine. I don't want my kid with a credit card.
Well, I would.
I mean, that's why I think you give them a gift card or a debit card that only has $100 on it, or you're at the park or whatever and it's cashless. Yeah. That I don't know. I just think that why can't you have cash?
Well, let me
take cash.
How many years before we are a cashless society?
I think we're getting damn close.
20, 15, 10.
I don't
50.
think too many people. I think the younger generation don't know where cash.
Yeah,
I don't have cash.
You carry cash?
Like Jack's very rarely.
The only reason is because of my golf job with tips. But other than that,
you would never have cash.
No.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, you told me that before. You said I got my debit card. I carry cash. I mean, I carry cash. I pay a lot of stuff cash.
Well, nowadays you don't even need a card. You can do it on your phone.
Yeah, it's true.
The wallet.
Yeah, that's interesting. Cashless society. 10 years over under. 20 years over under.
I think we're almost
like
there.
It's less than that.
Yeah. Here's something that's kind of going back. Phone meetings at work are back because everyone has Zoom fatigue, and young people aren't happy about it. The Wall Street Journal did a story on how calls make them nervous because they don't know how to act. So some companies are even hiring consultants that'll coach them for $3,000 a day. How about that?
Just don't know how to act on a call, or
they don't know how to act. They don't know what to do.
Well, they don't get any lack of development of social skills. They're on their phones all the time. They probably don't learn how to interview. I heard one time in some of these interviews, some of these young kids, teenagers, even they're taking their parents with them on the interviews. Yeah, they're going. Yeah, they're taking their parents with them on their interviews
to drive them there,
get them there, be part of the interview, and it's like time out. You go do your interview by yourself. I'll wait out here in the car, okay? But yeah, that was a report they were talking about that some kids are taking their parents in. It's like you need to develop your social skills. If there's one thing I've noticed with a lot of, I'm going to say maybe the 12, the 18, 19-year-olds, they're responding. Number one, their communication's good, looking in the eye, and I'm like, who's raising these kids? Who are the parents that aren't teaching them social skills? Or how about this manners? How about that type of thing? So there's a lot of lack of, I would say, social development in our youngsters these days.
Some news came down. Now that we're done sports bar gossip, as college, or I should say, the NCAA has approved on-field sponsorships in football. We all know that they are looking for more money to pay players. And the NCAA Playing Rules Oversight Panel approved a change last night to allow commercial sponsor advertisements on fields for regular season games in all three divisions. And it starts immediately. So this new rule will allow corporate ads in 3 spots. You can have a single ad at the 50-yard line.
2 minutes.
In addition, you no more than 2 smaller called flanking ads, which could be somewhere else on the field. And each will be allowed only a game-by-game basis or for the entire season. So these athletic departments need the cash now. And some are saying that there was a study that said that universities, could bring in upwards around $3 million a year on these on-field sponsorships. Now, that's not going to fix the problem. I mean, the industry is a mess right now. But $3 million, that depends on the school, could get you met, what, 5 guys?
Well, yeah, I was just doing the math there. Yeah, maybe 5 or 6 guys. Or how about helping some of the budgets with some of the non-revs, which with all this NIL, you can start seeing some of these non-revs going away. I think any way that they can possibly raise money, get more funding because of this whole NIL debacle, and that's what I call it, debacle, is fair game. And why limit
1 minute?
Why limit anything? I mean, if I'm a sponsor, I go out and say, look, guys, I put it all over the stadium. I'll call you an extra $500,000 or something along those lines. But I think these colleges have got to get creative to just, if you want to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, and you want to be competitive and get to the playoffs in college, whether it be football or basketball, you've got to be real creative, because you got to go basically rob Peter to pay Paul when you got to go pay these athletes, whether it's the girls or the boys, and on top of that, and to keep them on top of that.
Hey, by the way, a reminder, on Tuesday, all 5 Valley locations, Twin Peaks that is, will be hosting Ms. Twin Peaks. And let me tell you, if you've not been to a Twin Peaks on this event, it's going to be in Dallas. Last year it was in Nashville. This is where they award Ms. Twin Peaks. And last year it was the Deer Valley girl, Lauren. She won. She beat out all the other Twin Peaks locations, 101, 102 locations. I believe it's on DirecTV, and it's or not DirecTV. It's on some network. I'm not sure what network, but it's on Tuesday. So we invite everyone to come out, and I think you guys need to broadcast live at Twin Peaks on Tuesday for it. We may have to make that work.
We make that
Because
work.
I love to watch all these women around you and Jimmy B and how flustered you get.
I don't get flustered.
Like it was yesterday.
They can be my grandkids, for crying out loud. I don't get flustered at all.
Scott Spreitzer of DocSports.com. He will join us next. We'll do Oilers Panthers, Game 2, Mavs, Celtics, and the Belmont. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B from Wright Toyota here on Fox Sports 910.
Clear. What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
Diamondbacks continue their 4-game road series against the Padres tonight after beating San Diego last night. Brandon Pfaadt is back on the mound for the Snakes, who have won 5 of their last 6. The Cardinals have the weekend to rest before their mandatory 3-day minicamp starts next Tuesday. Coming up tomorrow, the Oilers visit the Panthers. It's Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. You can hear all the action right here on Fox Sports 910. And the Mercury getting set to entertain the Minnesota Lynx, looking to get things back on track for themselves. Phoenix has dropped 5 of their last 6 games. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Arena Sports Grill in Scottsdale on Bell Road is your home for billiards, poker, and trivia. And now the Roc and Manuch Amber by Huss Brewing. Stop by today and experience top sports viewing, off-track betting, daily specials, and ice-cold Roc and Manuch Amber drafts. Arena Sports Grill.
You hear it all the time. Lawyers talk about all their experience, many years of experience with insurance companies, and experience in the courtroom. But what they're not talking about is their results. Maybe they don't have any. At Lerner & Rowe, we're proud of our results because that's how we measure our success. We've helped over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries, with over $1 billion just in the last 5 years alone. When you want results, call Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit azelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AZ Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. They're certified certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Look at your cup holder. It's empty, and you're feeling thirsty. Head to a nearby convenience store and fill it with a Pepsi Zero Sugar, Mountain Dew, or Starry. Grab a delicious, refreshing Pepsi for the road.
Hi, I'm Burt Ward, Robin from TV's Batman, inviting you to feed your dog natural, non-GMO, Gentle Giants dog and puppy food. Dogs eating Gentle Giants and following our special feeding and care program are living as long as 27 healthy, active years with a wonderful quality of life. Holy wow, 27 years! Think of all the extra years you could enjoy with your dog. At Petco, Stater Brothers, H-E-B, and more. Try Gentle Giants cat and kitten food, too.
Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. That's Progressive.com.
Now, sports gamblers, Scott Spreitzer, one of the leaders and most trusted names in the country. Nobody watches and studies games more than he does. From DocSports.com, here's Scott Spreitzer exclusively on with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot. That's right. You can go to DocSports.com as our next guest. Scott Spreitzer has been joining us for many years. And you look at the NBA, 62% NBA Finals run that he's on after his 7-unit on Boston Game 1 as he won that. His overall NBA record stands at plus 12,635 at 10-2 in the top plays. He's been just rolling. So we're going to talk about that as well as the NHL. But we'll start with that. What did you like yesterday in that game?
I just kind of liked the fact that I thought Dallas was going to have to make major adjustments, but they would probably try to attack Boston in game 1 by, the old bring the girl that brought you to the dance, keep dancing with her. But I think what happened there is they found out that you're just not going to be able to pack it in against Boston because of all the high ball screens they run. And, my hope was that Dallas would wait and see if it worked, what got them past Minnesota and got them to the finals. And I thought they probably will because that's kind of the way it's done in the NBA. And then you make the adjustments when you find out what you've done to get there doesn't quite work. And, Boston was on their game, obviously, from start to finish for the most part. A little bit of a stretch there in the third quarter where they kind of blew a big lead, but they jumped right back out to a decent-sized lead and coasted. So that's kind of what I liked. I just thought Dallas would wait and see if it works in game 1 and then have to start making their adjustments from there.
What was it? Was the over-under like 214.5 for last night's game? I mean, it was well under that, but was it? And I know now it's 214.5. You see that growing as the series goes on?
Yeah, it was what? I think it opened 213.5 for game 1, got all the way up to 217.5 last night before tip-off, and then it didn't even come close to that. As the series moves on, you'll see the total come down a little bit. Usually game 3 is where the defenses in a 7-game series start to take over those series, and then you see that total start to drop down from there. So I didn't play the total last night, guys. I thought, it just got a little bit too high for me, but I also didn't see a sub 200 point effort coming either. I just thought Boston would win, cover the spread. But yeah, you'll see by game 3 is when it'll start coming down a little bit more.
So Scott, as you handicap for Sunday, is this something you do today or you do it tomorrow? When do you start kind of looking at that?
I kind of make notes as I'm watching the game last night of where I think Dallas is going to try to change things up a bit. Then you got to wonder if they have the personnel to make the changes to compete with Boston. But we all know that Boston has one clunker per series right now, and this could very well be it in game 2. They're a little bit bigger of a favorite than they were in game 1. It's a tough call right now for game 2 because you've got Boston who tends to lighten up a little bit or not play their best game in game 2, and also you look for that zigzag theory to come through. But then at the same time, home chalk in game 2 of a playoff series has been a phenomenal bankroll builder over the last few years. And so you got that to throw out there also. And one thing that I wanted to note about Kyrie Irving, he had a bad game last night. If you look at what Kyrie Irving has done in his last 4 games now against Boston, he's been just held in check. He's 15 for 42 in the last 3 games against Boston. And since Boston brought along Drew Holiday, which was a great signing for this year's team, I mean, he's just giving Kyrie Irving, just too much to handle. I mean, 6 for 19 last night. So you're going to need Kyrie Irving to really come to play and help out Doncic. And in 3 games against Boston this 2024 calendar year, he's just disappeared on the offensive end.
Scott, how did you look at Porzingis going into last night's game? And will that change in reference to the way you handicap moving forward?
Yeah, that was part of the play also, was Porzingis coming back. And, here's a Dallas team, again, that wants to pack it in with Porzingis. You got a big guy, yet another big, who can stretch the floor when Boston has the basketball and pull Dallas out from under the basket a little bit. So that gives them an advantage with Porzingis when he's able to play against Al Horford. But when he's out there for a long time, when he gets the ball, it's generally going up towards the rim. He's not a great passer, doesn't look for guys to get their open shots. Porzingis will create for other guys to get open shots. So you're dealing with a guy who can go inside, who's a great rim protector at the other end, and Dallas likes to drive, as we all know, can stretch the floor on offense with the three-pointer, and also looks to dish. So you're getting, 3.5 Al Horfords for the price of 1, basically. And that was part of the play for me. And I even if Dallas were to win game 2, as long as Porzingis is healthy, I don't think Dallas will win more than 2 games.
All right, let's switch gears. Let's get into the NHL playoffs game, or Stanley Cup Finals, I should say. Game 1 tomorrow in Florida. We did a preview earlier, and it seems like a lot of people are looking at Florida to win this series, but you got to play the games first. So what do you see happening, at least for game 1?
Yeah, I think in game 1, I got to go with Florida here. And I actually got them yesterday at minus $1.35. And if you look at that Edmonton series against Dallas, listen, they played a smart series, especially late in the series. But Dallas was up 2-1. They opened up a 2-0 lead in game 4 in the first period and then fell apart. And the Stars, that's how close they were to being up 3-1 in the series and then going back home for game 5. It seemed like that come from behind loss, so to speak, really seemed to take it out on Dallas. I mean, they just collapsed after that, and they scored 2 goals over the final 174.5 minutes of game time. Basically 2 goals in nearly 3 games. I just thought it really zapped their energy after that come-from-behind win by Edmonton. So anyway, I like what they did in the last game, the series clincher. They go up 2-0 in the final game, less than 15 minutes into the game, and then they play all defense. They were outshot 35-10 and won that game 2-1. And it wasn't that they got dominated on the ice in that game. It was that they said, all right, we're going to back check like crazy. We're going to make sure to protect our goalie Skinner. And that's exactly what they did. And they frustrated Dallas, and they couldn't get real great shots against Skinner. But, Bobrovsky, 4-1, his last 5 against McDavid and company. He's got great metrics in those 5 games, including allowing just 2 goals per game against Edmonton. You look at expected goals metrics, expected goals allowed. Florida is better in all those metrics. I do think they take game 1. I do believe they're going to take the series. That experience from last year is, it's invaluable. And they're a much healthier team now than they were a year ago against Vegas.
And you talking about Connor McDavid. What's going to be the Connor McDavid factor as far as you're concerned in handicapping these games, if any, Scott?
Just keep him out of the power play, man. Florida's just got to not commit silly fouls. And if they could do that, they keep that fierce and crazy power play off the ice. The good thing going for Florida that might help them out a bit there also, as far as keeping McDavid from having that extra man, is that the officials, when you get to the conference finals usually and definitely in the finals, they tend to swallow their whistles and they only call like egregious penalties. And so that should help Florida also. That's the big key. You've got to keep McDavid and Draisaitl, his partner, from getting that extra man and being on the power play too often because it's deadly.
Belmont, are you going to play? Are you going to get involved in this at all?
Yeah, I'm messing around with the little big guys. To me, Sierra Leone is the best horse, and it's priced that way. And if you watched how Sierra Leone ran in the Derby, he was bumped all over the place, including down the stretch. Was bumped like 3 times down the stretch, yet came so close to beating Mystic Dan in the Kentucky Derby. And Sierra Leone's got the highest speed figure in the race. Once again, the best horse in the field now doesn't have to deal with as much traffic as it did in the Derby. If you like a bit of a long shot, and I'm kind of, I guess, being a little liberal here when I say long shot because it's only 12-1 on the morning line. Look at maybe Antiquarian, who took some time off and then went out and won the Peter Pan Stakes. And he's paired his last 2 speed figures, and I like that. And at 12-1, I think a few bucks on Antiquarian is not bad. I think my favorite play right now, guys, would be Antiquarian overseas the Gray. Sees the Gray won the Preakness. I just think this distance is going to be too tough for Sees the Gray, and I think Antiquarian has what it takes to run this distance. So right now it's minus $1.15. That's my favorite play in the Belmont. Antiquarian over Sees the Gray.
For someone who I just asked, are you going to dabble in it? He knew where the horse raced earlier at Peter Pan, whatever that was. I mean, wow.
The Peter Pan Stakes.
Peter Pan Stakes.
Yeah, the Peter Pan Stakes.
Where's the Peter Pan Stakes?
Did you say what is?
Where is it?
Where is it?
You know, I don't remember.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I've never heard of it. I'm like, all right, well, it could be anything, but all right.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Hey, Scott, as always, man, thank you. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Neverland. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Neverland. Peter. Very good. Very good. Quick. That's Scott's price. Check him out. Seriously, his numbers, especially CFL, WNBA. So if you like to dabble a little bit with your whatever app you're on, or if you like to go to Casino Arizona and bet, it's good to look at his website, and you can see where he has had a lot of success. And there's a lot of free plays on there. And check it out. Scott Spreitzer, and Scott Wins on Twitter, but DocSports.com, and you can find him there. Coming up, a former NBA and NFL player in trouble. And, oh, yeah, a prominent running back's dad just got in trouble. We got Police Blotter next out here at Wright Toyota. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
If you haven't tried G2G protein bars, today is the day. Find them in your local Bar.com. Incredible taste and packed with protein. They are perfect for your on-the-go lifestyle. Check them out today.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that game seconds of overtime. First period. Whatever the sports, whatever the moment, it's never Bet365. Only must be physically located in Arizona. If you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text next step to 53342.
What's keeping you from learning the language you've always wanted to speak? Too hard.
Takes too long.
Not with Babbel. Babbel's interactive lessons, podcasts, games, and more make learning fun. Fun isn't hard. Right. And in 10 minutes a day, Babbel's bite-sized lessons are designed to get you having real conversations in as little as 3 weeks.
That's not long.
It's not hard.
It's perfect.
It starts here. Go to Babbel.com to try for free. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Even professional athletes and celebrities find themselves in trouble with the law. For the latest news, here's Rock's Police Blotter on Fox Sports 910.
Former NBA player Deontay West is being held on bond after his arrest yesterday in Virginia on charges of violating conditions of his release and resisting arrest. As the police there were going to serve him a warrant, and then he started to run. So they arrested him after a brief chase. And when they found him, he was unresponsive. And the police there feel that maybe there was some drugs involved, some opioids of some sort.
Did they do the Narcan on the guy, on him? Get that?
Yep,
they
administered the Narcan.
Wow.
And he is being held on $2,000 bond. And I think he had a morning date today, a court date. I'm not sure what came out of that. Looks like Schubert's doing something on our lineup there about maybe something has come out since then. But he played 8 seasons in the NBA. He was drafted by the Celtics in 2004.
Decent player.
Yeah.
Decent player.
Serviceable.
You know, you just wonder what guys or gals are doing when you hear a story like this. And first thing you think of is it drug related?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just allegedly. And just very, very unfortunate. But you know what? If the police come knocking on your door, I would highly recommend you don't run. So he was just like high out of his mind and, had drugs in the house or whatever. But not a good thing.
Police are reportedly have arrested the father of new Philadelphia Eagle running back Saquon Barkley earlier this week, according to a report that police pulled him over during a traffic stop. And during that traffic stop, the police allegedly found a loaded gun. And I guess there has been some conversations over the years. Barkley has talked about his father's struggles with the law during his childhood. He says dad has been through a lot, and he respects him, but knows that there's
some
issues, challenges in his life. So there's more on this situation, and as it develops, I'm sure it'll come out.
I think Patrick Mahomes' father, it actually served a little bit of time. He got popped again for DUI after the Super Bowl, and I think that he is either he was going to or a probation or something like that. The law hammered him after his third time. 3 strikes are out, right?
Yeah,
kind of the same scenario.
Former All-Pro cornerback Xavier Howard is facing some very serious allegations in a lawsuit that has been filed against him. According to the Miami Herald, a new court filing alleges that he sent sexual explicit content to a minor of their mother after the mother refused to get an abortion. And the filing was made by a John Doe who was a minor when Howard got their mother pregnant in 2022.
What it has is basically, what I read this thing is that I guess he had a sex tape he had with this mother, and that it was consensual, the taping. So what it sounds like that the taping was consensual. So when she refused to get this abortion, he sent this tape to the young son. Was he 16, 17? And so the kid went, hey, wait a second. I shouldn't be receiving this. It was kind of a way to say, hey, look, you need to get your mom to go get this done, or I'll be sending more type of stuff. It just, I don't understand people, what the hell you're doing, whether it's consensual or not. Why are you sharing that? And if this is your way of trying to get this young man's mother, who you had sex with and won't get the abortion, to go to the child to try to force the issue, go, hey, mom, I've got this tape that if you don't get this abortion, allegedly, then you're going to have to, then this thing might make, who knows where else he'd have sent this. If he'd have put it online or what have you. It's just sick stuff that's going on out there right now. And on top of it, he's a minor. And it's your mom and him.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to hear more about this one, but there you have it. Little police blotter here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
It's about that time of year, isn't it, Rock? They're going to be breaking from camp next week.
This is when it all comes down. But these are all former players that we just talked about. It'll be the current players coming up here in the next few weeks.
And
right before
the mini camp ends for everybody next week. On yesterday talking about what Jonathan Gannon's message to the players are is like, guys, look, fellas, just number one, take care of yourself, stay in shape, don't do anything stupid, be smart out there, make sure all your driver's license are up to speed, that nothing has been suspended. But you think about that, Rock. These guys have been under wraps for like the last 3 to 4 weeks, or pretty much for the entire off season over at these complexes. And all of a sudden, these guys will go out, they'll go do some vacationing, they'll do some workouts, and that's all well and good. But just be responsible, because when you've got almost a month and a half off before training camp, just understand that, camp is right around the corner. You talked about earlier, the first preseason game on TV, August 1st. You're 6 weeks away from, or 7 weeks away from these guys getting out there and getting back at it. And then it'll all end up, what's the second week of February this year when the Super Bowl is? It's a long time. So the message is take care of yourself and don't do anything stupid.
Hey, the NFL is going to air 5 preseason games on national television. The Cardinals made the cut on August 25th. It'll be the Broncos Cardinals. That'll be on CBS 5, Patriots and Commanders on NBC. So that is the wrap-up of the 5 games. It will start with the Hall of Fame game on August 1st, as Manuch mentioned, Texans and Bears. Of course, we'll get to see the first-round pick,
Caleb Williams,
which will be cool. Second week of the preseason will be Saints and 49ers. And as I mentioned, we'll wrap up with the Cardinals, Broncos, Patriots, Commanders, and also Bengals and Colts.
Yeah, those preseason games, you think of the 3 preseason games and the 17 regular season games. Coaches are – I love Andy Reid's philosophy. I was reading about this the other day that, okay, he goes, I want to play my guys enough to where I'm comfortable as a head coach that they're doing everything we want them to do, defensively as well, too. And I thought that was interesting versus, look, when I'm comfortable that I'm seeing that we are hitting on all cylinders, because we're going to have that week and a half off or close to 2 weeks off for the regular season versus, well, maybe we rest all these guys when this guy doesn't play or he doesn't play. But and the reason why Andy Reid's looking to go win his 3rd Super Bowl in a row is because he gets these guys fine-tuned and he plays them just enough to where that cohesiveness and chemistry is there. Won't be quite there, but then that first game that they already hit on all cylinders. And I think it's interesting. There's a couple teams that are looking to follow his philosophy, because some teams came out slow last year. Came out of the chute slow. And I'll never forget this, 2 years ago when the Chiefs took on the Cardinals, the very first game of the year. That was when the Cardinals were resting a lot of guys. I think it was Cliff Kingsbury's last year. He rested just about everybody, it seemed. And it was still the 4-game preseason. Chiefs had played a lot of guys, even the last game. They came out and just first home game. It was a home game, first game of the year. Chiefs just rolled the Arizona Cardinals. They looked so much more sharper. They were hitting on all cylinders. And you can watch the Cardinals. They just looked lethargic. And they just didn't have that, which they did in a couple of 2 or 3 weeks later after that.
A curious rumor started yesterday, and it came from Josh Jacobs, the running back for the now Green Bay Packers. Of course, he was Vegas. He was on a podcast with Chris Long. It's called Green Light with Chris Long. And he was asked about what he's most excited about the Packers' scheduled season opener against the Eagles in Brazil. And his answer wasn't exactly what I think a lot of people thought. They said that the part of Brazil that we're going to, you can't even wear green at. I guess it has something to do with gangs and stuff. They said that we're not going to Rio. They told us it's one of those places where they probably won't even let us leave. They're probably going to have like armored vehicles following us. And he said, I said, bro, why are we out here then?
Really?
Why are we here? And they said it's just black and white colors. So they don't want any mishaps. But
it's kind of a dangerous scenario to be putting your football teams
both
in.
of those teams are green. That is their primary color. So they're not going to be able to wear that.
That's really odd. And
because I guess there's some soccer rivalries there.
Sure.
And there's been a lot of violence between these two clubs, these two fan bases. So
I wonder if that's some information.
Colors.
I wonder if that's some information they may want to know the NFL prior to, or if they feel the security is going to be good enough for them to come and go. They'll probably tell them not to stray too far from the hotel.
Supposedly, it's just a rumor.
30.
We'll see if it'll even come to fruition. But I have a feeling that this is a little bit of nothing, and there'll be fans wearing their green Packer shirts and green.
Yeah, I would
Eagle
think
shirts.
so. But I think for the player standpoint, that gets around the locker room and just be leery. That's
Tim
all.
Kempton's coming up, as well as Jack's Rewind. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B here
10.
from Right to Sports 910.
Clear.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B has been sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Hey, it's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. You know us for delicious family dinners and huge party pizzas. But did you know we are great at feeding a large group too? Our full catering menu has a ton of variety, so everyone will find something they love. And the best part? We don't charge per head. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll handle the rest. Check out our catering menu at venezias.com. That's venezias.com. Venezias, a family and catering tradition.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from some of the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Jody Ayler, and I'm excited to learn, so come join with me by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
Every business faces challenges, but complicated, expensive, and uncertain shipping shouldn't be one of them. With USPS Ground Advantage from the United States Postal Service, you can avoid all the noise. No more unexpected surcharges, hidden fees, or complex rate structures. It's just easy, cost-effective, and dependable shipping. Tune your business's frequency to success and turn shipping to your advantage. Learn how at USPS.com/advantage. USPS Ground Advantage. Simple, affordable, reliable.
In this week's Marketers Report, we hear about the importance of local radio from Allison Griffin, head of marketing at State Farm.
iHeart has such a broad broadcast reach that is local. And for us to be able to touch customers with a local feel, but at a national scale, is so efficient and important for us.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Pride Month is here, and Bounty is ready to soak up the celebration. There's going to be a whole lot of this, a whole lot of this, and a whole lot of this. Spills happen, but messes can't cancel the Pride fun with Bounty. With P&G and iHeartRadio, we're rolling out Can't Cancel Pride. A night of performances, togetherness, and a whole lot of party. You bring the fun, we'll bring the bounty. Tune in to the Can't Cancel Pride live stream on June 12th or on demand after on iHeartRadio's Facebook, YouTube, and more. Together, let's keep Pride rolling at home or wherever you're celebrating.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Raffi Law Group Studios. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD3 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app, the exclusive audio home of NBC's coverage of the 2024 Paris Olympics.
I'm at Beck's trying to keep the good times rolling tonight in Game 2 of their 4-game series in San Diego. The Snakes have won 5 of their last 6. After last night's 4-3 victory, Brandon Fott will get the ball. He's 2-4 on the season. The Mercury play host to the Minnesota Lynx tonight at a WNBA Commissioner's Cup game. Brittany Griner had her first day of full contact practice yesterday. She's questionable. Running back David Johnson, who announced his retirement last weekend, said yesterday he'd love to officially retire as a member of the Cardinals, the team that drafted him originally in 2015. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Friday night, look for temperatures right around 81 for those overnight lows with mostly clear skies. For your Saturday, mostly sunny, few little high clouds in the forecast area with temperatures right around 109. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com. With over 100 online casino-style games, Chumba Casino is your go-to destination for nonstop entertainment. Play for fun and play for free at ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void or prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B is sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing. Now back to the Roc and Manuch Show, live from Wright Toyota. Right on the corner, right on the selection, and always right on the price. Wright Toyota, 77th Street and Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale, and online at wrighttoyota.com. Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Steps 3 o'clock. Hope you're having a great afternoon. It's Roc. It's Manuch with you today. We got Jackson Shoe as well. Jackson Shoe's Rewind is coming up. Sometimes it's called Jimmy B's Rewind, but today a little audible.
You think I might have made it, right, Rock?
Oh, you made it, I'm told.
Oh, did I really? Okay.
Yeah, I have not heard it yet, but from the sounds of it, from our crack team that has put in numerous hours to put this together, I expect a very quality segment, which will be coming up in a few minutes. Tim Kempton in about a half hour, so we'll talk to him about the NBA Finals. As I hope you had a chance to watch it. It was outstanding. I mean, we've been jonesing for some meaningful sports as we've gone a week without any NBA. All we've had is some baseball, even though the baseball has been good when you look at the Diamondbacks. As Ketel Marte yesterday singled in the go-ahead run in the 7th. They got past the Padres 4-3. Shu, I do want to pull up that sound that we played in the first hour, the honorable mention sound of the broadcasters from San Diego here in a minute, if you can. But that game, you got to give him credit. It came back. They won. Corbin Carroll had a couple singles. He had a double, and he scored the go-ahead run. He had a really good game. He is now at 201. That's his batting average.
He's 3 for 5 yesterday. Scored, got a stolen base. You know what? Hopefully, maybe this is the beginning. Matter of fact, as I was talking earlier about, he had the last game against the Giants. They lost 9-3. Hit the ball hard, and I think that's a sign that he's squaring it up. Stolen base. McCarthy gets on stolen base. I really believe in Corbin Carroll. He's that catalyst for this team. And how about Suarez hitting a home run, Rock? There you go. 5th one of the year. It's nice to see that. Hit a home run. And then the bullpen in winning these 5 out of the last 6 games, they've been somewhat that common denominator of really holding teams. And then Sewald, what is his 7th save of the year? He's pitching really, really well. So Ciccone gave up the 3 runs, and then the D-backs hold them. Hold that being the Padres. I think only 3 hits after the about midway. Was it 4th and a 3rd that Ciccone had, and pretty much win that game with their bullpen. You would hope that Ciccone would go a little bit longer, but they got to him, and D-backs get it up 3-1. They tied it up. That means San Diego, and they come back and win that game in that with that drive, getting that run, getting driven in.
So a couple years ago, there was a few stories that came out of an article from ESPN with MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred that robot umpires were going to be introduced this year, 2024. And there were 2 ways the automated ball strike system was going to happen. This is just a technical term for robot umpires and how it's going to be implemented. One was a fully automated version in which AI-powered system calls every pitch a ball or strike and replays the call to the umpire. The other, the MLB could decide to use an AI as a review system. Last night during the broadcast in the last play of the game between the Diamondbacks and the Padres, it was the bottom of the 9th, and it was 2 outs, tying run on base, and Jake Cronenworth was at the plate. He had a 2-2 count, and this is what happened.
Straight 3 ball. And that ends the ball game. And that
was not close to being a strike. Took the bat right out of the kid's hands. Wasn't even close. Like Schilt out there arguing that very point, but this game is over. You got to be shaving me.
You got to be shaving me. New term. Got to be shaving me.
So you saw it was high and outside or just high? Or
Oh, it was high and outside. It was so bad.
Oh, man. That umpire needed to get – he was probably looking to get that game over with. How do you
know,
call
I know
that?
that a lot of people are totally against robot umpires, just like some people were against instant replay in football. And, they've been doing it in the minor leagues for a while. And the technology is there, and the existing system is developed by a company called TrackMan. And if you play golf, you know what TrackMan is. It's a sophisticated ball tracking technology that kind of tells you where your ball goes and all kinds of good stuff. But simply, the umpires would have an iPhone in the back of their pocket with an earplug in their ear, and the system would basically signal to them that it's a ball or strike after every pitch.
Sure.
And that was going to eventually get implemented. And I don't know where it is now. Shu, you may know, but I don't know if it's close or what, but I had thought that it was definitely going to be in place by at least this year.
Yeah, and more than likely, the system that they're going to go to at some point is the challenge system with the ABS software. And what that is the umpire will continue to call balls and strikes with their own zone. But if a pitcher or if a hitter deems that a call is wrong, they'll just tap the top of their head. The batter will tap the top of his helmet. The pitcher will tap the top of his hat. And what will happen is it'll automatically be reviewed. They will let the umpire know in his ear, you got that wrong, you got that right. They make the change and they move on. It has been a seamless process down in the minor leagues. The challenges take less than 5 seconds. The batter taps the top of his head, instantly decision made, and they move on to the next pitch.
Then what is it taking so long to get it to the next level?
Well, I think anytime you are making a drastic change like this, and this would be a drastic change, you want to start it in your minor leagues. So when those players mature to the big league level, they have a knowledge of it. They are able to be comfortable with the software and with the system and the way that it works. Whereas the older players, they'll have to figure it out on the fly. But that's where they want to start it, because let's be honest, guys, minor leagues, the win-loss record doesn't really matter
at all.
Winning a minor league championship doesn't really matter. And so if there's a place to test these things and see what works, see what doesn't, make adjustments, it is in the minor league. So that's kind of the reason why they do that.
How's the umpires union respond to this? And is the minor leagues union, are they all one, major minors? Are they one? Because I know that they were having a little heartburn with the balls and strikes behind the plate.
Yeah, do a better job then if you're concerned about,
I'd agree.
your job over
I'd
this,
agree.
right? Like, be better at your job and we wouldn't need this system. I believe they're all one union. I believe they get promoted from the minor leagues to the major leagues, but it's all under one union. Look, there's pushback to anything that's disruptive. There's pushback to anything that could threaten jobs, but you're not taking away a home plate umpire. There's still going to be somebody behind the plate that's making calls like catcher's interference, making calls like safer out at home plate. Did a guy go? Like, all of these things are still going to be a part of a home plate umpire's decision-making process throughout the game, the things that he's going to be responsible for. So nothing's going to change in that regard. The thing that will change is they're going to call balls and strikes, but a player will be able to challenge whether or not they think the call was correct.
See, I don't have any problem with that. I mean, something egregious like that call right there, I didn't get a chance to see it, but if it was clearly a ball and the official just screwed up, Cronenworth just taps his helmet and they look at it, it's a ball. I mean, at that point, that could be how many wins and losses, who knows what, but I don't know. I think that sometimes you adjust to the home plate umpire. Is he calling low strikes? Is he calling high strikes? Is it a wider plate? Is it a shorter plate? I think a lot of times, a lot of managers will have heartburn with that as long as that umpire is consistent behind the plate. If he's consistently calling low strikes for our guys and their guys, you kind of know his zone. So you kind of know his zone early on in the game, first couple innings, that, hey, guys, heads up, he's calling everything away. So if it's close, you think it's outside or outside black, you may want to take a swing at it. Or anything close low or anything close high, just heads up. I think I appreciate that part of the game because every umpire should technically have the strike zone down pat, right? Well, not when Manuch was throwing for years at the Braves. he seemed to get a little bit wider plate for some reason. I don't know why. But I think that's part of the game is just knowing the zone of each umpire, each individual umpire.
So DUX Padres will go at it again tonight. Game 2 of the 4-game set. Brandon Vaught will get the ball for the Snakes. The Friars, they're going to counter with Michael King. So that is tonight is game 2. And then all weekend long, they'll be going at it. So tomorrow's game is also, I believe, at night, and then you'll have a little matinee on Sunday.
Shouldn't the young guy go down? Arm trouble that pitch other night. Elbow
Blake
trouble.
Alston. Yeah, he got placed on the injured list. So this team technically is down to 4 starters right now. So I think it's going to be
rough.
a bullpen game on Sunday. And I talked about it this morning. I was filling in, and one of the things I mentioned is this team is playing with a house of cards right now because they don't have enough starters that you can consistently rely on, and they need Brendan Pfaadt tonight to give them 6+ innings. They have asked this bullpen to do a lot. Jordan Montgomery made a start the other day, 2 innings. Blake Walston, 4 1/3. Last night, Slade Ciccone, 4 1/3. They are not getting depth from their rotation. They're going to burn out a bullpen that doesn't have a lot of options because of injuries and because of guys that are available in the minor leagues. Would it be really nice right now to have Andrew Saalfrank to be able to call up and add to this bullpen? But he's not around because he was gambling on baseball and got suspended for a year. And you have all of the injuries that have occurred. So I think this team, despite with a win tonight, they would hold on to a playoff spot in the National League wild card if they win tonight over the Padres. Despite that, it feels as though there's a house of cards coming for this team in terms of their bullpen usage.
It's almost as if the All-Star break couldn't come soon enough. You still got, 6
but
weeks
that
to
break
go?
is, a couple days?
It's about 3 or 4. It's almost 3, 4, 5 days, but I'm still, at least, they can kind of catch their breath. Hey, I think they're doing a hell of a job. And if we get Corbin Carroll to stay hot, he's hitting the ball pretty good, get this team to get runners on, move them along, get some stolen bases, get Suarez to hit a couple out here and there. The thing with him is this is only his 5th home run. You would have expected more out of him by now. But again, your bullpen's been doing a pretty damn good job. To Shu's point, you don't want to burn these guys out. I mean, last night, Ciccone goes, 4 1/3. Montgomery can't get out of his own way right now. Making $25 million. So they need him to step up. Fought tonight. Hopefully, can go 6-7 innings. I'm just curious to see if Lavella goes a little longer with these guys, even if they get down, just to save that bullpen just a little bit. Sewald's the guy. I mean, he's having a hell of he's doing a great job as far as saves are concerned. But if they can just kind of, do the tape and bubble gum and everything, just kind of keep this thing together till the All-Star break. And then hopefully after that, Kelly comes back. Hopefully Zach Gallen comes back next week or the following week, maybe prior to, with that hamstring issue. And the thing with Zach Gallen, you just don't want that hamstring to linger on like it does so many guys. Look at Alec Thomas, how long it took him to get back the hamstring properly.
And Shu, when it comes to, I don't know how much you follow the Reno Aces, the AAA team. I'm just kind of looking at their stats and looking at their pitching, and they got a guy named Christian Mina, who has appeared in 12. He's started 12 games. He's 2-1, just over a 4 ERA. I mean, I know there's things in their contracts that change a lot of this and have a lot to do with somebody getting called up. But is there any help down there?
Well, here's the problem. They're using all of the help, and they've been using all of the help because they haven't had Zach Gallen, Merrill Kelly, Eduardo Rodriguez. Like, they used all the help. I talked about this morning. Their 40-man roster is full right now. Guys, they have 6 combined pitchers, both starters and relievers, that are down in AAA Reno that are available to be added to the 40-man roster. The problem with that is you have to remove somebody from your 40-man roster to make room for that person. Now, an injury opens up that spot. A lot of things can be done to open that spot, but they have 6 guys that they're able to pick from if another injury were to hit or if underperformance were to hit. You talk about, you got to have 10 starters. You got to have a bunch of relief arms. The Diamondbacks have used literally everybody that we thought could be a contributing player to this team, and it's June 7th. Like, Tommy Henry is probably the notable starter that they have left in the minor leagues that could potentially give them some relief. But guys, they have 4 starters in the rotation right now. They're going to go to a bullpen game probably on Sunday. It's not good. They need Brendan Pfaadt to go 7+ tonight. Like they need to only have to ask 2 relievers. Logan Allen the other day in the Jordan Montgomery start threw 75 pitches. That's going to put him down for 2 days at least. He wasn't available last night. I can't see a scenario where he's available tonight. And so when you play this game where you constantly don't have relievers available, you're asking for trouble. And this Diamondback team has found trouble in terms of the injury bug this season.
So did they bring somebody up from AAA?
That's what we were just talking about.
No, I mean, who's the kid they brought up?
They brought up two relievers. Castellanos is going to be the person who starts on Sunday for them, or at least the schedule to be the starter. But that's really it, guys. They're going to have to get healthy. They need Zach Gallen back in a hurry. They need Jordan Montgomery to be better. They need Brendan Pfaadt to continue to be. I mean, he's over his last 6 or 7 starts. He's given you at least 6 innings. They need that version of him tonight. And again, for all the doom and gloom we're mentioning here, they win tonight. They hold the playoff spot in the National League wildcard.
Yeah. Just
you're still hanging in there.
That's the key. I mean, at least for fans, sure. If they're just hanging in, we're hanging in with them then.
Absolutely. Just make it like they did last year. Just came in the back door.
Hey, coming up, our favorite segment. Well, second favorite segment, at least for the guys. It's my favorite. I think my bad dad jokes is your number one, right? You guys
awesome.
love that.
We love the bad dad jokes.
Even though I got away, I didn't have to do it yesterday because we had Ms. Deer Valley Twin Peaks on.
She was very good.
So I'll carry those. I had really good ones yesterday. I mean, probably the best I've ever had.
Save them for
but
next
I'll
week.
save them because they're really for Jimmy B. Because he loves them. Coming up, it is Jack's Rewind as well as Shu, and then Tim Kempton. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from Right Toyota.
Clear Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Good afternoon. In the East Valley, there's a crash on the Loop 101 at the Indian School Road off-ramp off right. That was blocking the ramp for a while, but traffic still very heavy back to McKillips. A crash 101 southbound at the Rio Salado Parkway on-ramp and a wreck Germain and McQueen.
This report is sponsored by New Vision Auto Glass.
Tired of looking through a windshield with a crack or chip in it?
Get it replaced with New Vision Auto Glass. Qualifying customers can get up to $375 cash back and a free dinner at Revisio Grill.
NewVisionAutoglass.com.
480-210-9090.
A homeowner just like you decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the back side of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Beat the heat with a patio misting system from Fogco. Let Fogco design the perfect misting system for your patio, pool, or leisure areas. Stay cool all summer with Fogco patio misters. Get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com. Fogco, serving the Valley for over 35 years.
In the market for an electric charger for your place? Looking to upgrade your under cabinet or closet lighting? Look no further than Arizona Electrical Family. From service calls to new home installations, home remodels, and even TV mounting, we've got you covered. Visit azelectricalfamily.com or call 602-577-1392 to learn more about our comprehensive services and to schedule your free quote today. Power up with the best. Visit azelectricalfamily.com to book your free quote now. AC Electrical Family. Quality service you can trust.
Do you ever have a case of the Mondays? You won't if you tune in to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B from 1 till 4 as they broadcast live from the CAZ Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar. That's every Monday from Casino, Arizona.
When you're hurt in a car, truck, or motorcycle wreck, Learn-A-Rail will take you from wreck to check, from crash to cash, from accident to whatever rhymes with accident. And we'll help you with all the details in between. We'll help you get to the right doctors, even if you don't have health insurance. We'll help you get your car fixed. We'll help you get your doctor bills paid. And then we'll fight with the insurance companies to get you every dollar you deserve. Hurt in a wreck? Call Learn-A-Rail. We're with you every step of the way.
Learn-A-Rail is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Still looking for the perfect Father's Day gift? Check out Macy's Gift Finder. It's easy. In just a couple clicks, you'll find personalized gift ideas from top brands that are perfect for every dad, like the Adventure Seeker, the Sports Fan, or even the Grandpa. Plus, Macy's has great gifts for every budget, so you can go as big or small as you want. Find the Father's Day gift that says, I love your style on Macy's.com/gift finder and give love today at Macy's.
The Diamondbacks continue their 4-game road series with the Padres. Brandon Pfaadt is on the mound for the Snakes. The Mercury entertain the Minnesota Lynx, looking to get things back on track. Phoenix has dropped 5 of their last 6 games. Carlos Alcaraz is going to his first French Open final after beating Yannick Sinner, making him the youngest man to reach a Grand Slam title match on 3 surfaces at 21 years old. I'm Frank Garrity.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy, 3-time Pro Bowler. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Macy's. Find the perfect Father's Day gift with Macy's Gift Finder. In just a couple clicks, you'll get personalized gift ideas for every dad at every budget. Visit Macy's.com/gift finder and give love today at Macy's.
In case you missed this week of Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, our fine rookie Jackson Groff has you covered.
This is exactly what I've been waiting for.
Jack puts it all together. The best, the worst, and in his mind, the funniest moments from this week's shows. This is Jackson's Rewind exclusively on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot. All right. This is where we recap the week that was. The good, the bad, the ugly. Jax, take it away.
Yeah, we got 3 clips today. Usually they're owned a lot by Jimmy B, but this week it's more Manuch. But we'll start out with Jimmy B. And Rock, what percentage would you say, how much do you prep? Like, what's the percentage you would say you prep versus the other 2 guys?
Oh, well,
sorry, for the show. Prep
the show.
the lineup. Yeah.
Yeah. For the lineup. So all the sound, all the ins and outs, the music.
You got a percentage, yeah.
I would say 90.
90? So on Monday, I'd probably say it was 89% because Jimmy B brought this fact to the show.
Now, look, the Stanley Cup Final does not begin until Saturday. Here's a little tidbit on what this is going to be about. Florida and Edmonton. It is the furthest 2 teams have ever traveled ever in the National Hockey League playoffs. It's almost 2,600 miles between the cities.
Dude, that's amazing.
Just say that for the number of the day.
Seriously, you prepped. Where'd you get that stat? Were you up late last night? I know you didn't get on the internet.
No.
You don't know how to use that.
No, I don't.
But how did you get that? That's a great.
I'm just.
I will say this though,
face.
the way you teased that. I looked at Jax. He agreed. I know you can see what I was in. That was amazing. It was like if you want to get into the business.
Yeah. I got a shot.
No, I'm saying people that are listening, if they want to get into business, they need to listen to Jimmy Brinson. That's the way to do it.
Jimmy B.
We did look at each. I knew exactly what you were.
We both looked at each other, rolled our eyes, like, "Wow, Jimmy's bringing it," and the way he's delivering, his delivery was outstanding.
And then we get to Thursday, and Manuch. Sometimes you get excited to say something, and I don't know, Shu, if you listen to this clip, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. But this is a clip from yesterday, and Manuch was just off.
All right, give us our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question today. Results.
The results, the NBA final predictions. Go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. Well, Rock currently is at 40%.
Rock is?
Yeah, Rock, you're right there. And I'm at 20%. Jimmy's at 40%. So
okay.
So you're both of you.
Wait.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about our State 40 Roofing. It's your call question today.
What is it?
Manuch, I think your brain is just a little off today.
I thought it was what Diamondback who you
we
vote
got that.
for.
I'm going to that next.
But you didn't even read the question.
You didn't read the question. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know we had another one.
Can I get promoted to reading the?
Can we get our State 48 Roofing? It's your call question today.
I got
result.
Well,
and somebody added a question.
Yeah, who added the question then?
That would be myself.
Okay,
but let me start out with our first one, right?
Okay.
Our first one. Okay, what Diamondback would you vote to be the lone representative of the MLB All-Star Game? You can go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and vote. Ketel Marte leads the club 80%, followed by Christian Walker and Zach Gallen at 10% each. And then the question that Manuch was talking about earlier, I put your guys' predictions on our Twitter.
Oh.
And I put Rock, you had Celtics in 6, Manuch and Jimmy B had the Mavs in 6. And I said, who do you agree with? And the leader in the clubhouse is Rock at 45.5%, followed by Jimmy B at 36 and Manuch at 18, which I thought was funny because you guys have the same exact prediction, but people like agreeing with Jimmy B more than Manuch. So there you go. That is what Manuch was trying to do.
I was trying to, and that was going to go to our State 48 Roofing. So that was kind of a double dose of our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question today. Just never got around to getting to it.
That's one of the things that I've learned with this job, almost 2 years, Radio 101, that people can't see what we're seeing.
Yeah.
So we must articulate and just illustrate with our words what we're trying to say. And
Just
you
trying
just
to get out of get in a hurry because we were running for time. I wanted to
No,
make sure I
we
got both
were
of them.
fine. It was a commercial-free hour.
Double dose. Okay, so I just kind of transposed the State 40 roofing at your
So that was the
complex there.
third clip. If we could go back, Shu, and play the second clip. This happened earlier in the show, and this is the one where I was Manuch. We got to have some accountability after hearing what
Okay,
happened
throw it out
here.
there. Let's see which one this is.
That's, you know what, I would just love, because I'm not a Celtic fan, I would love to see the seventh game. I've taken Dallas in 6, that Kyrie hits that game-winning shot.
I know.
He's
already done it.
Yeah,
He has. You've already seen it.
Yeah.
We don't need to see that again.
In an NBA title game.
It wasn't an NBA title.
No, I know
game.
that.
We already saw it.
Yeah. I'd like to see it again. See it one more time.
You didn't know it was the final game until you just said it.
Love
Be
to
honest.
see what's
Say you were off on that one.
Which final game are you talking about? I'm talking about the final.
Cavs only got one.
When the Cavs won their title,
Kyrie's the one who hit it.
I'm talking about
You
the
want
one
to see it
against
again?
Boston. What? They hit their final game against Golden State. I'm just talking about Are you okay? Yeah.
He never played for Boston when.
No, I said I'd love to see him. He was.
You're allowed to say, "Hey, I misremembered."
Love to see the
Move
final
on.
shot.
Do you know where you are? You're at Twin Peaks, Glendale.
If you guys will let me.
Is one of the most insanely idiotic things I've ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay. I said initially, I'd love to see him hit the game-winning shot in the TD Garden. In the
You never said TD Garden.
I sure did. Look at listen to the very beginning.
I'll play it again.
Yeah, play the
this
very.
is not going to age well for you.
Okay, play the very beginning.
You know what? I would just love, because I'm not a Celtic fan, I would love to see the seventh game. I've taken Dallas in 6, that Kyrie hits that game-winning shot.
I know.
TD
Like
Garden.
In the TD Garden.
You don't hear that. You got stepped on. Nobody heard
I
that.
didn't see that again.
In an NBA title game.
That part
It
right
was
there.
an NBA
That part
title
right
game.
We
there.
already saw it.
You
Which you failed to
said that
mention.
he's never made a shot like that in an NBA title game, which is wrong.
No. I
That
know.
was
he
our
said-
point.
I said my whole context. I'd love to see him hit the final shot against Boston in the TD Garden.
My favorite
Game
part.
7.
My favorite part is when you said he hit it against Boston, then you said he hit it against
Golden State.
So I said
That's what threw us off.
Okay.
We were off the track.
Why
today.
did you even mention Golden
So
State?
it should have probably slowed down for you
Oh,
guys. That'd been my whole point.
no. You
But
just
what's
you
the
need to
point of
articulate
bringing
better.
up Golden
Articulate. Well, because he beat Golden State with that final shot again when he was with Cleveland.
Right,
I
which you
get that.
clearly didn't remember based on the clip.
Yeah, you didn't.
No, I remember.
If
It was
somebody walking in to Right Twitter right now, we're like, "Hey, tell us what you just heard here." We played that tape. It is not what you think you said.
Because now we're 4 against 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean,
maybe
seriously, that's the thing when people get older, they don't listen. They just assume either you're right and everybody else is wrong.
Okay.
You were off the tracks clearly.
okay. I should have slowed it down
There we go.
and just said I would love to see Kyrie Irving hit the game-winning shot
In this
against Boston
particular series.
In this series,
And hit another game-winning shot in the final.
in another,
Yeah,
okay. But this, I didn't really care whether he. I just said for
This
this
is good.
series.
This is good therapy
the-
for you,
it
man.
is.
That's
You're
what we
finally
need to
being
do.
accountable.
Let's just do this because yesterday I made a prediction, and I'm going to pat myself on the back because this trumps all you guys because we're done with the rewind, right?
Oh, we are done.
So we're done. So we're going to rewind to yesterday, and we're going to rewind what you both didn't know because you guys are all taking Dallas,
Dallas
and
at
I
6.
clearly
It's not over yet.
my crystal ball was clear, and I said this.
I was listening to a local station in Boston today.
Break after this.
And two of the three hosts had Dallas winning tonight.
From Boston.
Yes,
Wow,
from Boston.
interesting.
They all have Boston winning, 6 or
Uh-huh.
7 games.
Right, yes.
But they had game 1.
Yep.
Which, man, I there's a part of me who knows. I'll bet it, but I'm not going to go crazy with it. They could come out and blow them out.
Not going to happen.
The Celtics hang on and win at 107-89.
And Kyrie, whatever frame of mind he's in, he could be off. I mean, what he had 3-4 games or 2 games, I think he shot 9 points.
Yes.
He's had some bad games,
He
too.
has, but
No one
down-
talks about
but
that.
down the stretch.
Irving's going to hear the blues pretty much every time he touches it. That one off the side of the backboard.
Swept Indiana. Boston did.
Yes.
without Porzingis. He's got to be the X factor.
Porzingis wins. What a start in his finals debut.
I need a massage. My shoulders carrying
that's
you guys.
That's what happens for all those sports broadcasters out there. When you do prep work, boom, comes to fruition.
Yeah.
Everyone's
2 hours of prep for every hour you're on.
Blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while. That
Yeah,
prediction.
I would agree.
The Porzingis one I forgot about too. When I was going back and I saw that, I was like, man,
The X Factor.
that was a good call.
The X
He,
Factor.
he
Very
put
good.
on a clinic. We're going to talk to Tim Kempton about that. It's Roc and Manuch today here at Wright Toyota, Fox Sports 910.
Clear.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Brandon fought for the D-backs tonight in San Diego. He's coming off a no decision against the Mets last Sunday. He started a May 4th 13-1 loss to the Padres, where he allowed 5 runs, 3 earned on 10 hits over 6 innings. The 4-6 Mercury play host to the 7-2 Minnesota Lynx tonight. Don't forget Fox Sports 910 is the place to hear this year's Stanley Cup final between the Oilers and Panthers. Game 1 starts tomorrow at 5. UConn's Dan Hurley reportedly meeting with the Lakers today about their head coaching job. He met with his Huskies on Thursday to inform them he was entering discussions with L.A. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
Friday night, look for temperatures right around 81 for those overnight lows with mostly clear skies. For your Saturday, mostly sunny, few little high clouds in the forecast area with temperatures right around 109. For the Fox 10 Weather Experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Superstar Car Wash.
Spring into savings at Superstar Car Wash with unlimited car washes starting as low as $10 for your first month. Enjoy free vacuums, microfiber towels, and much more. Visit any of our locations or online at superstarcarwash.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, historic rivalries tip off with shareable bites, and every shot you take is a game winner. All season long, you're balling with 29-degree beer, courtside seats, and scenic views. I mean, where else can you pair wall-to-wall hoops with hard-to-find whiskey? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado feature a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. That's why they've won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant and enjoy. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Is it time for an all-in-one wireless printer with tons of connectivity options? With Document Solutions of the Valley, you can buy, lease, or rent models that work off of your smartphone. Call 623-252-8282. Document Solutions of the Valley. Our service can't be copied.
Investing in a high-quality misting system from Fogco will be the coolest decision you ever make for your home patio, pool area, or commercial property. Fogco, the Valley's original manufacturer of high-pressure fog systems, is one of the pioneers in the misting industry for over 35 years. Let Fogco transform your outdoor living and entertainment areas into a cool and soothing tropical showcase. If you're looking for quality, reliability, and value, get a free quote at fogco.com. That's FOGCO.com.
Hello, Phoenix. We have some exciting news. Local high school sports has a new home right here on Fox Sports 910 AM. The Coach B and Eternal radio show can now be heard right here on Fox Sports 910 every Sunday morning at 6:30 a.m. Don't miss it.
A small commitment at least one day a week helps reduce ground level ozone pollution and helps us all breathe easier. Walk to lunch, skip the drive-thru and go inside. Visit maricopa.gov/AQ to learn how you can help.
In this week's Marketers Report, Dana Nussbaum, Executive Vice President, Worldwide Marketing at Warner Brothers Discovery, weighs in on regional audio marketing.
Although we're marketing at a very broad scale, it does include specific local markets, and that's the beauty of iHeart's network.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Find the perfect Father's Day gift with Macy's Gift Finder. In just a couple clicks, you'll get personalized gift ideas for every dad at every budget. Visit Macy's.com/gift finder and give love today at Macy's.
Part of the Phoenix Suns NBA Finals team, NBA and Suns color analyst Tim Kempton now joins the Roc and Manuch show on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Stripped and stolen by Irving. Here comes Josh Green, one man to beat, but it's a 7-footer. Who blocks it again? Played past the first round in his NBA career. And after missing 38 days, what a return.
You're hot.
Yeah, on a night where the Boston Celtics honored the late Bill Walton, of course, a great sixth man for the Boston Celtics. Porzingis off the bench has a remarkable game, put on a clinic. Joining us to talk some NBA is former NBA player and color analyst for the Phoenix Suns, Tim Kempton. Tim, did you expect a blowout in game one?
Well, if you kind of, sort of,
okay,
in a way, just because we talked about it Monday in the regard of the talents of the Boston Celtics and their ability to shoot the 3-point shot. They've done it all season. They were the best at it throughout the season, and it was more of the same. They hit the same numbers. They're 16 of 42, or those are their averages on the regular season. The entire 82 games, and stepped up and did it again. And in reality, they didn't even really play a great game. They actually averaged during the regular season upwards of 120 points. They were, I think, second or third in the league in scoring throughout the regular season, and they got away with 107 and really controlled the whole game. So, yeah, it's a different animal for the Dallas Mavericks. First and foremost, they have to guard everybody on the court against Boston. I mean, they had 6 guys make two or more threes, and the only reason they didn't have 7 is because every time what's his name got the ball, it was at the end of the shot clock, and he was hoisting it up. Their little point guard off the bench, but pretty much the way you expect it to go when you look at these two teams and what they've done throughout the season.
Tim, when you have I think Boston had like 10 days off, and I think Dallas had 6 or 7 days off. When you have that much time off, especially Boston, they came out either you're a little stale or stagnant, or you come out guns a-blazing like we saw last night. How difficult is that, or is it difficult to have that much time off to get into a game where you're going up and down the court for 4 quarters?
Yeah, it really depends on the whole group. The energy was good. They got off to a pretty good start and just kept on playing their game. So for Boston, it was they've been working out every day, hoisting up those 3-pointers. The big difference, obviously, and the guy you just didn't know about was Kristaps Porzingis, and he played a heck of a game on both ends of the court. So now you even have another player that you have to worry about, and he gives them, a really solid rim protector, gives them another defender that can jump out and play 2 or 3 different positions. And yeah, Boston really handled that game pretty well.
Well, and you see Boston with the 9 blocks and 6 steals. What was it defensively that Boston did that we haven't seen in a while? Maybe they've been doing that, but I mean the 9 blocks, the 2 by Porzingis, and then Brown, his couple of blocks. So what do you see defensively that pretty much stymied this Dallas offense?
Well, they have a lot of athleticism and a lot of guys that play multiple positions. So, you have you saw Luka get stripped at half court multiple times. Jaylen Brown, long and athletic. Jason Tatum. I thought Hauser did a great job when he came in, just with body position, staying in front of those guys. So they just have a lot of pieces that play individual defense very well. So you don't have to help as much. And when you do come together, you can switch, and it's not a big difference. That goes to show you in the number in the assists. I think Boston had 9 for the game, but 2 or 3 of them came late when the subs came on, and they moved the ball better than the starters. But yeah, they do a very good job individually, so they don't get broken down. So now there's not a lot of rotation. There's not a lot of scrambling. But even so, when that does happen, they close out very well and make it difficult, make you uncomfortable shooting the ball.
I know it's 7 games, but does this change anything? The complete dominance that they had, as you look. I mean, I know you took Boston, but some people thought 6-7 games. But when they dominate like they did, does that change the way you look at it?
Yeah, to me, it's just it's a matter of what Boston does or does not do. And that's the beauty when you get into these series. It's when you have the control and you're not sitting there, oh, well, we have to hope that they do something different. Yeah, Boston was the best team in the league all year long. They're the best three-point shooting team, and we see how well they play defense. There are a lot of similar parts. They play extremely well together, and they play hard. That's the other thing. We saw the rebounding. The guards rebounded very well. Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. So for me, it doesn't change it much. I thought we talked Monday. I thought it was going to be Boston, and game one was a clear indication for me, the difference in those two teams.
We had a soundbite of Jason Kidd after the game in the locker room saying, "Look, guys, we've got you open shots. Take them." And he's like, "If you don't take them, I'm going to sit you down." It's just rare you hear that, Tim. Like, if you don't take the shots, I'm sitting you down. Versus you keep shooting like that, I'm going to sit you down. So it sounds as if things were there, especially the guy with 8 points. They just couldn't close the deal. But it seems like they passed up a lot of shots, maybe to get back into it by getting a couple, 2 points versus 3.
Yeah, well, obviously they only made 7
3 minutes,
threes, so they feel that they have to take more of them. But again, to me, it's how you get them. One of the things that, again, Boston does very well is they don't give you clean looks from 3 because they don't help out as much because it goes back to that individual defense. And heck, if you're there and say someone's on Luka's hip going to the basket, they're fine with Luka taking a challenge 2-point shot going to the rim and guarding the 3-point line. So Luka's getting challenged because they've got a lot of guys defensively that match up with him well, and then they attack him on the other end. Anytime they wanted to get a shot, they would set a ball screen whoever Luka was guarding, and now Luka's got to guard the ball, and then they get in the paint, they help out, and Boston is kicking out to the threes. So that's what he wants for his team, Jason Kidd. But they're so good defensively, they don't have to do it like Dallas did.
You make the Boston Celtics sound like world beaters, which they might be. Is this a must? Is this a must-win game 2 for Dallas Mavericks before they go back to Dallas?
No, because it's just home court advantage. The must-win is when you get back on your home court. If Boston wins, 2 in a row in Boston, it's kind of more or less they're the favorite team. They're on their home court. They just held home court. That's the beauty, of being the underdog is you have to at least get one on the road and win all your home games. So the must win is coming back to Dallas and having to win game 3 and 4 to keep pace with the home court advantage of the Celtics.
Jim, great stuff as always, man. Have yourself a great weekend. Thanks for the time today.
Hey, anytime. Good talking to you. See you guys.
Jim Kempton bringing it as always here on Roc and Manuch. Jimmy, really appreciate his time. Hey, Miss Twin Peaks 2024, the pageant. Right now you can go vote. Go to TwinPeaksRestaurants.com. As today, between 5 and 6 at all 5 locations, the Ms. Twin Peaks will be doing signings. So yesterday we were fortunate enough to have the Deer Valley young lady, Mariah, on the program. And you go vote. Last year, there's 100+ Twin Peaks throughout the country. And the Deer Valley location, Lauren Denton, I believe her name was, she won the whole thing. So this in Nashville. So then Tuesday of this week, it will be live on television at all Twin Peaks. They're going to be streaming it in live from Dallas, Texas, and hopefully one of the 5 locations here in Arizona will be crowned Ms. Twin Peaks 2024. I would be kind of cool to just prove to everybody else that, hey, Phoenix, we got
We're the winners.
Twin Peaks back to back. So again, you go vote right now. Go to twinpeaksrestaurants.com and vote. But they're all up there, and it's pretty cool. So check it out at twinpeaksrestaurants.com. Tim, good point. He has the Celtics winning this whole thing, and I do too. I do think your question about must wins.
Yeah,
I don't know if there is a must win anymore, unless it's a game 7.
Well, but it's kind of like when you watch the dominance that we saw.
Yeah,
even they held them under 110 points.
But you heard Jason Kidd
Yeah.
said they won the third. They won the fourth quarter in the locker
Third
room.
and fourth
Yeah,
quarter.
so they're going to try to build on that. And I would love to go with 7,
I
just
would
for the
too.
sake of us just being fans of the NBA. Dog days of summer. I don't know. Are you going to watch the USFL XL Championship Conference Championships tomorrow?
I will.
You will?
Yeah, because Bryce Perkins is playing for the Michigan Panthers.
Is he?
Yeah, he was starting, got injured last week. He's going to be the backup tomorrow for the Michigan Panthers. So that game's at noon mañana.
So kick off your weekend at Twin Peaks for the NHL playoffs tomorrow night and NBA Finals Game 2 on Sunday. We'll wrap it up next, give you the results of our State 48 Roofing It's Your Call question of the day, and kind of give you your schedule of sporting events, times, so you know how to do the honey-to list tomorrow.